All right. What is up, guys? Hope everyone is having a good evening. And please let me know, as usual, if you can hear me. This stream right here, I want to give a huge shout out to one of my channel members, Nar Antlers, who mentioned this idea to me. And I thought it was a really good idea. So we're going to do it here. We're doing a tier list here for every single villain in Marvel Champions. We'll be ranking them here on this tier list. And we're going to be ranking them by how difficult it is to like upkeep their scenario, like how annoying it is to like deal with all these like things that we have to remember with how they operate. I guess is basically what we're doing here. So shout out. Oh, it says here in the chat here, Ritzy Rios, welcome back to becoming an amazing neighbor. I really, really appreciate your support. I found that out. I didn't on the live stream chat, so that's cool. Hopefully, Ritzy is in the chat here. Beowulf, I'm glad you're able to join this evening. I hope you're doing well too, man. Can you hear me? Please, if you guys can hear me, let me change the settings here a little bit as we do every live stream. All right. Proof Rock, you gotta start work in 20 minutes. Oh man, you should skip work here, and we should talk about this tier list right here. Bewa says, "Love your last podcast. Super interesting to hear about a store owner. Didn't know that he was a store owner. Oh yeah, I don't think he like owns a store, but he works so much like in the store. Brant, from Step Into the Portal. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I actually have been meaning to have him like on a podcast episode for a very long time. If you guys are, frequent watchers of live streams, you guys had probably seen a live stream back in the day, maybe like a few months or weeks ago when Brant was on the live stream, and I was like, dude, Brant, I need to ask you to hop on my podcast. And I was procrastinating on that since like last year, and I continue to procrastinate on it. But we finally got him on. We finally did it. So yeah, glad to hear the sales are picking up here, especially with Daredevil. I really want to do that back whenever like a lot of people were thinking that Marvel Champions was like dying. And like I made a video like around that time talking about how I think Marvel Champions is selling better than we think. But I mean, it would have been good to hear the information from Brant that like right now with Hercules and Wonder Man, so selling even better. So that's crazy. Nora Anderson, I'm glad you're in the chat, dude. Member for 20 months. That's crazy. Almost 2 years, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad that I'm just super blessed and grateful to have you here as a channel member. I love all of our discussions. I forgot everything about Ultron after not playing him for a long time. Ultron's gonna go pretty high up here. I think he is a fairly difficult villain to upkeep. So like, kind of jumping straight into the tier list already. Ultron, I think it's one of the most difficult scenarios to upkeep because he changes on each stage. So let's actually pull up Hall of Heroes here. Oh, I need to get my my laptop, or not my laptop, my keyboard here for you guys. Because if I type, it's gonna be annoying for y'all. Pruvok says, "I wish, but the kids need me." I mean, it's okay. That's understandable. I mean, kids number one. That's the top priority here. Beowulf says, "Not a store owner on itself, but basically in and out for Marvel Champion on stores." Yeah. He's like really big here on for the con and everything, and then he has a YouTube channel too. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. It's called Step Into the Portal if you haven't already. He like hit me up for like I don't know if you consider it my first collab. Like it's like one of my first collabs. Yeah. Like because like we didn't post a video on it, but like it was the first time that I interacted with the YouTuber, I guess. What am I looking up here, guys? Oh yeah, we're looking up Horset Ultron here. Okay, let's share that. Let me make sure they. Okay, cool. You guys can see that. Yeah, so Ultron is Superman's bottom here. That's whack. Okay, so like from each stage, a villain stage, he changes abilities, which is nasty, right? This is a force response after he attacks you, or you get a threat. On this stage, when he attacks you, is a force interrupt. So it happens before he attacks you. You gotta remember to do that. This one, he doesn't do that, but you gotta remember that every single drone minion has +1 attack and +1 hit point, and he can't take damage while drones are in play. So often with this one, I always forget that +1 extra attack that all the drones have. And then I'll like finish my game and I'll be like, oh crap, I missed that the entire game. And then, the game was like, I cheated or whatever because I missed that, drones had extra attack or extra hit points and I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. So like, this is like a prime example of a villain that's Very difficult to remember the upkeep. Also on his villain stages too, have different things, right? On this one here, on stage 1, when reviewed, each player puts a top card of the deck as a draw minion, and then you have no other constant effect. On stage 2, for spawns where you have to do this every single round after you place threat here. So like, I've seen like plays from other YouTubers where when they played his stage 2, they forgot this like effect entirely. And you know, that's totally understandable because we didn't have to do that at all for stage 1. And stage 3 is different here as well, where threat just cannot be removed from this scheme. This one's easier to remember. But like, yeah, it's just annoying here to have all this upkeep. So, okay, let's go ahead and start off the tier list here real quick here with Ultron, and then I'll catch up here with chat. But let me see here. So Ultron, okay, how am I going to order these here? Okay, most upkeep, like, okay. Most upkeep, let's do, I often miss things. Okay, let's change this up because I want to do this one like, for this one, it's going to be like never played a clean game. Oh, wrong keyboard. Sorry, guys. This keyboard here, so it doesn't make noise for you guys. Never played a clean game. That's going to be fun. Okay. Never played a clean game. This one, too much upkeep. So like a lot of upkeep. This one, you know, I make mistakes often. This one is, I would say this is like kind of like your average range. Like this is like a normal Marvel Champions like scenario. You guys know about me. My biggest gripe with Marvel Champions is that Marvel. Oh wait, you guys. Sorry guys. Okay, let me share a tab here. So yeah, we're just trying to figure out how I'm gonna name these tiers here. So you guys, know my take on Marvel Champions. I think Marvel Champions is an amazing game. It's still my favorite card game like ever. Favorite board game. But the worst thing about the game, my biggest critique is that the upkeep is horrendous. And I hate forgetting to remember that like the villains do this, or like this character has +1 attack, this character has like +1 hit points, like all that stuff. And that's my biggest gripe of the game. So like even the average scenario here, I think would be like around or here, I guess. And then these are scenarios that I think are more difficult for me to manage. So average, and this one is often clean games. And this one is super easy to remember. Super easy to track. Let's say easy to track. Yeah, so I think those are some good tiers there. All right, let's see what you guys think. Let's see. Pibble says, hated Ultron when starting out in Marvel Champs. He was so annoying as a new player. Yeah, he's tough as a new player too. Like, I understand like why they put him in. I think he's a great villain. I love him a lot. I think he's difficult. I think he's fun. I think he's like well designed. But like it's hard to like keep track of his stuff. I like in multiplayer games, I love having other players like help me manage the board for him because yeah, he's definitely a tough one. Let's see. Beowulf says, my top annoying villain is very clear for me, not discussion on my end. Who is your top annoying villain? Meta says, Ultron is one of the only villains that is easy on expert. Easier on expert. What? You think he's easier on expert? Ultron is one of the only villains that's easier than expert. I think he's more difficult, personally. What's your reasoning for that? Ninetale says, we're still seeing the Hall of Heroes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, sorry, guys. I should have kept up more with chat here. Nar Antler says, yeah, upkeep can be hard sometimes in solo. When there's other people to help remember, upkeep difficulties go away. Yeah, it's so nice when you're playing with a bunch of players that like have all played before, and they know like how to upkeep the board, and then whatever I miss, like they catch. So, okay, let's go ahead and rank Ultron here. We'll put him in, I don't think he's too much. I think I make mistakes often, though. I think he's one that I make mistakes a lot on. And then like Rhino, for example, right? This is the most easy scenario. Not easy. The most easy upkeep scenario. He doesn't have any boost effects. So he's pretty bland. There's not much going on. He's just a brute force, dumb guy attacking you. So that's an example of like a super easy to track type of scenario. Meta says, honestly, I played Wrecking Crew like twice and never wanted to do it again. So much table space. Yeah, Wrecking Crew is kind of up there. Let's rank that one. Wrecking Crew, where is it? Right here with the Wrecker. I don't know, actually. That might be, I feel like it's average for me. It's a lot of board space, but I don't think I make mistakes as much. I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's pretty average for me personally. Holy Zest says, I annihilated Ultron with an aggression Tiger deck the other day. insanely one-sided match. Oh man, I've not played Tiger against Ultron, but that sounds like a good time for Tiger, right? With all the drone minions. Yeah, Tigra is definitely popping off with that. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's go ahead and just continue with the list here, guys. Oh, Beowulf says, okay, Mysterio. Oof. Yeah, he's either here or here for me. Let's look at his scenario here on Hall of Heroes. Let's pull him up. Let's pull him up, guys. Mysterio. Where is Mysterio? Sinister Motives. Let's pull him up here because, yeah, okay, but I'm like forgetting, like, what about him? Okay, so after you resolve a boost card during his activation, you place a card in your discard pile if it has illusion trait. So you gotta remember to do that. It changes every single form. So in this one, you place it at the bottom of your deck if it has illusion trait. And this one, you place it on top of your deck. Yeah, I missed that one all. Like, I can literally play like 5 rounds of Mysterio, and the 6th round for his next activation during that round, I just forget this entirely. And there's an illusion trait, and I just forget to put it on the bottom of my deck or like on top of my deck or like whatever. I just entirely blank out. That happens all the time. So yeah, he's really difficult with that. And then let me see. Whenever you would draw or discard an encounter deck or encounter card from your deck, you get as an encounter. I think that's easy to remember. It's really the boost effect. I think that's hard. The most difficult thing for me to remember. So you know what? I'm gonna put him in a too much upkeep because like just that alone, I feel like it's not super intuitive for me. You know, I don't know if you guys disagree. Let me know down in chat. We can do a poll on this. But I do feel like he is a difficult one. Like I feel like it's too much for me. Like he's not a scenario that I go to a lot, and he's a scenario that I strictly don't like because of the upkeep and because of like shuffling encounter cards into my player deck. I just don't like that type of play. So I'm gonna put him in too much upkeep. I think it's a bit too much. Meta says I found all multi-villains can be hard to track at times. Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that. I think they feel more daunting. I think they feel more daunting, but I think some of them are pretty smooth. Like, I don't know, you agree with this? Do you think what do you think about the Sinister Six? I feel like Sinister Six, I've always liked the scenario, and I feel like even my first time playing it, I don't feel like I've ever had issues tracking them. I feel like they're pretty intuitive of a scenario that is kind of like move like pretty well. You know what I mean? Like they all have a thing. It's after they attack and damage you, so it's easy for you to remember. It's like a force response. They all have the same force response. All the effects are different, but I always can read it because I know they have the same thing. You know what I mean? If like this was a force interrupt, this was a force response, this was like blank, or like this was like a constant effect, it would be like super difficult. But the fact they're all the same thing, like a type of force response built on attacking and damaging, makes that a little bit easier for me. Yeah, I don't know. I think Sinister Six is pretty easy for me. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. Maybe I'm biased, guys, because I like Spider-Man. But yeah, I'm gonna rank Sinister Six here. I'm gonna put him like, ooh. So where are we going? We're gonna put him behind Wrecking Crew. So like, the lower they are on our list, the like more easy it is to track. You know. Beowulf says, I know that Venom Goblin is easy for you, but Venom Goblin has like a lot of upkeep. Yeah, okay. So Venom Goblin, it's probably just because I play it so much. It's probably my most played scenario that I find its upkeep not as tedious. But I think I would concede that it is a high upkeep scenario. Oh, let me look. Yeah, because he has different effects on each form. Like I want to say that he's easy to upkeep because I feel like I have a pretty good time with him. But like it's probably just because of my reps that I've done like so many games with him. But yeah, he changes the force on infest the city, claim the throne, reign of terror, different things every single time. You gotta remember to retaliate on this form. He has stalwart here, he has steady here, and he's got 3 main schemes with all different effects. You're always adding threats to all of them. Yeah, he's pretty high. I think we put him in. Where's Venom Goblin? I don't see him on the list here. Venom Goblin. Oh, here we go. I think he's too much upkeep, but I think he's not. For me, what do you guys think? I think Mysterio is worse for me than Venom Goblin. I'm biased. I'm super biased with him, but I'm willing to put him like pretty high up. He's definitely not red because I feel like red is like there's some scenarios that are going to be red. Venom Goblin, I don't think he's quite up there. But yeah, I will concede he's definitely a more difficult scenario to upkeep. Okay, let's do another one here. Why don't we just go ahead and do Ronan now? Because I know you guys, yeah, like Ronan and Venom got. Well, actually, wait, no. Let's finish Sinister Motives here because we. Oh man, did I not share this tab, guys? I was supposed to be talking about this, guys. I was supposed. I thought I was. Okay, I need to take a breath here for a second because I am not sharing the right tabs. I apologize, guys. I want to make sure I share the correct tab for you guys when we're talking about a thing. So, like Venom Gal has a different effect here for each building stage, and he has 3 main schemes. So that is a lot. Let's do another Venom. What you guys agree with me, right? Venom is worse than Venom in terms of upkeep because after you attack and damage Venom with the boost card with a card you control, you place a face down boost on your identity. I forget this all the time, guys. And on a stage 3, it changes to Retribution. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place a face down boost card on your identity. But 2, if it's the first attack this turn. I don't remember what's the first attack this turn, guys. What the heck? So like, yeah, for all ally attacks, for your attacks too, I think. So like, yeah, this is like, oh my goodness, this is like the worst one for me. The bell tower, I always forget like that I have this interrupt, and this one's a force control. I always forget this, and I forget to increase all damage dealt to Venom by 1, right? Like I'll remember like the damage for like attacks, but like it's all damage. So if it's like non-attack damage, you gotta increase it by 1, and I'll forget that. Like a short damage ping or like retaliate, I'll forget that as well to increase it by 1. Yeah, and then he's got the retaliate here on stage 3 too. So like, dude, he's he's the worst. Like one of the worst upkeep for me, like in the entire game. So let's share the tab here. Take it nice and slow, and then we're gonna put Venom is. I don't think I've ever played a clean game Venom. Yeah, the thing is, so when I first started playing Venom, my favorite scenario, it's like a top 5 favorite scenario. I love scenarios so much, and I had so much fun. And I played with my wife too, I think, and I think we had a blast. And I realized that I was just playing it wrong. I just kept missing things. So like, he's a fun scenario that I keep missing, I guess. So, and then when I realized that, oh, I just never play a clean game of Venom, I'm like, okay, I don't like him as much anymore. So he's dropped for me considerably. Probably like B tier for how much I like him. But I do love his design. I just wish I was better. It's like really a me problem because I'm pretty bad at upkeep. So yeah. Narino says, I think pick an S tier upkeep for reference. Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, we have Venom. Venom is an S tier for me. I think he's really difficult for me to remember. Bill says thoughts on Nebula. Metascopes talks about Saber. Okay, let me finish your Sinister Motives here, and then we'll continue with the other ones. Metascope says, yeah, first time I forgot the boost a lot. Yeah, the boost. Oh man, it's rough. It's rough. Sir Pumpkin Knight, welcome to the chat, dude. Have a good stream. Look forward to seeing you after work. Please be harsh with Dark Beast and the 4 Horsemen. Yeah, I'll say this right now. Those are not scenarios that that I particularly enjoy a lot because of the upkeep. Like I don't mind them too much, but it's the upkeep that I dislike about them. So yeah. Hope you have a, good time at work, Pumpkin, and hope you enjoy the stream later on. I'll definitely have the VODs up. So yeah, okay. All right, let me finish here Sinister Motives, and then let me get to villains you guys are mentioning. So we're back here. Sam is a lot of upkeep too. Honestly, Sinister Motives is a greatly designed box, but the villains have quite a decent amount of upkeep, right? Sandman's got the Sand Blast here, and then he changed to the Sand Wave. When if he attacks you, it deals indirect damage. I think that's not too bad. But then here you got to remember that it changes now. It's no longer indirect damage on stage 3, but then it has overkill. And then if you take damage, then you got to resolve Surging Sands. So like, it's a lot of things. I feel like he's easier to play clean games though, because it flows better, right? There's more things like it dictates, like, okay, after he attacks you or when he's attacking you, remember this is happening, right? And it tells you every single time that you trigger Surging Sand. So I feel he's not as bad as a lot. So where is he? Sandman. Sand. I think I don't think I make mistakes that often. So I'm gonna put him here in average. I think he's not bad. Yeah. So yeah, him and Sinister Six are easier to upkeep, but they're definitely not like easy. They're just like average. And then for the rest of Sinister Motives, it's pretty difficult. Yeah. I dislike Mysterio more than I dislike Venom because I just love this scenario. I just hate the upkeep from it, you know. Milk, welcome to chat. Milk poured before cereal, bro. I know it doesn't count as a villain, but it's still a menace. Expert 2 is the most upkeep because I promise all 4 cards show up in a single turn every deck pass. You know, it's crazy because I see what you mean, and I agree to an extent. Surging is upkeep. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Surging causes my brain like under fire. The amount of times that I flip an under fire, and then I like review a card, and then that card has a long effect, or maybe it surges. So I forget to do the surge from under fire. The amount of times that's happened, it's happened a lot. That's really annoying. Yeah. So like I think anything that has a lot of surging is like inherently having like a lot of upkeep. 92 says, really for Sam, I often feel like missing the trigger for the environment. Okay, let me check here again for Sam's environment. Because I thought that it never triggers until something says the trigger, right? So surging sands here, it's a special. There's a sand counter here, discard cards on top of the counter deck equal to the number of sand counters. But the thing is like, you don't have to remember to do that. You know what I mean? Because like this thing will trigger by other cards telling you to do it, right? So it's like, for example, the clone here, when defeated, you okay, that might be difficult if you don't remember the one defeated there. But like, I feel like I usually remember these are like one reviewed here, right? Place 2 sand counters on city streets and resolve its surging sand ability. If at least one Sandman card was discarded this way, you're stunned. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of the times, a card that tells you to resolve, which makes it flow a little bit better for me. I think the hardest thing for me to remember is like something like this, right? So look at the main scheme, stage 1B. Force response after an acceleration token is placed on the scheme, do 3 indirect damage to your first player. So like something like this, I feel like it's considerably harder to remember because it doesn't happen like immediately, right? Like I'm playing this scenario and maybe like 30 minutes in, Sandman decks out, and then I have to do this for the first time. So like I could see bumping it up because of this, but I feel like this isn't too bad. 90 says you trigger every time he attacks, damages you too. Yeah, but then like I hear you, but I feel like that's also like with the ability here, right? So like if I remember that Sandman is doing indirect damage, then I'm also remembering that I gotta do surging sands if it deals damage. You know what I mean? Like if sometimes if I like forget and I blank out and I'm like, oh, he deals indirect damage, and I just like have an ally chump block and forget that's indirect damage, then like I'll forget this. But like I feel like I remember that most of the time, But this is one thing though. I think I have a little bit of trouble with. So I'll bump Salmon up to S tier here. I think Ultron's more difficult to remember though, but I think Salmon is definitely no slouch either. Let's see. Proof has to run to. Okay, yeah, man. Hope you're take care of your kids and hope you have a good time at work too. Same for Dark Beast. Yeah. Let's talk about Dark Beast soon. 92 says you sure. Okay. Barely welcome to chat. How much do you value the Sinister Motive villains? Cash sign. What do you mean? You mean like how much I would pay for them? Yeah. Can you let me know down in chat exactly what you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like how much I would pay to buy them like individually. Or do you mean like the box in general, I guess? Yeah, I suppose. Okay. I don't know. Like, so it depends on upkeep, right? So I totally understand that it's a very subjective thing because I don't like the upkeep from Venom. But I think the scenario is amazing. So like, I don't know, cash sign. Okay. So the box is what? It retails for like $50, right? So like Venom's probably worth like $10, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like Venom Goblin to me is worth very high because I play him so much. He's my most played scenario. So maybe like $15, I guess. Mysterio, I try to avoid at all costs. So like, I don't know, $3. I don't like the scenario. Sandman, maybe like, $8. Sinister Six, maybe like also like $9, $10. I don't know. Narrator says, I think when defeated effects and effects that you have to remember, I don't think surging and immediate encounter card effects are hard to remember. That's fair too. So I do think surging is hard to remember, but the when defeated ones, I agree with you. When defeated is tough, and Sandman does have a lot when defeated. So that's a good point. Yeah, it's like usually it's stuff when it's defeated, like this minion here, these side schemes that you trigger surging sand. So you forget that when you defeat, like I don't have a problem with the side schemes. It's the minions that I forget the most with when defeated because they're like already doing something, right? They're attacking or scheming. But then whenever I defeat them, I'm just like feeling good that I took them out, but then I always forget the one defeated there. So yeah, I think Bumming Sand is a good point. Ultron also has a nasty one defeated effect on his advanced Ultron Joe minion too. So Bill says, first time I analyzed the game like this. Oh, super fun. Awesome, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Didn't realize the amount of upkeep that the box had. Yeah, the only box I was aware of it was Age of Apocalypse. So that's one complaint that I've seen from our champions, and I don't disagree with it. I think that upkeep has been getting worse. Like there's been like a lot of the newer scenarios have more and more upkeep. Like Agents of Shield, I think they have a lot of upkeep. Age of Apocalypse too. But the scenarios are fun. It's just like the upkeep is there's like more things going on, which I guess makes more sense because like the game is more developed now. But I just don't want too many things. I kind of just want like it's okay to have a lot of things as long as it's intuitive. There's a few scenarios I feel like are very counterintuitive with how their upkeep works, and I'll talk about it whenever we get over to that. Milk, pour before cereal. Says and Sabanur has a good amount of upkeep. Yeah, he's so cool with the flipping forms and all with the cards themselves and all the modulars. He's rough. Let's put it okay. In Sabanur, never played clean game. He's higher than Venom Goblin. He's higher than Venom Goblin for sure. He's not. I'll put him here for now. Let me know what you guys think about Insabanur. He's terrible because, like, I think the scenario is not bad, but the fact that each time he changes form, no, we're bumping him higher, guys. Because, like, okay, let's pull him up here. Let's pull him up. If you guys don't remember how he works, has the absolute worst upkeep in the game, in my opinion. Like, not the worst in the game, but like the worst mechanic, the worst upkeep mechanic in the game. And so this is not the worst one here, but it's like force response when you change this form you to each player. Change to this form. Place it on each scheme, and in this form you like heal him. I think that's like bad. I get that when I change forms. I hate this thing. I hate getting this as so boost effect after the activation. Review this card. So you review this card after he attacks, and then he's gonna have this for his next activation. I hate stuff like that. So like if he gets multiple boosts, right? Let's say you get this boost, and this boost, because you got like 3 boosts, right? After the activation, change him to biomorph form. You change him to biomorph form. You have to remember to do the response on biomorph form or whatever, right? Like where is it? Like this thing, right? So do indirect damage or whatever. And then you get this boost here. It's the same activation. So change it back to Cyberpath and you do the response there. And then you gotta make sure to review this card. And then this will attach and change the giant form. And you got to remember the next time he attacks you, you got to trigger this thing. That's terrible. Come on. That's like way too much. And he's got these on the main scheme that you have to remember to put on as well. So he's got the Magneto thing going on, but he's also got like this thing going on. So like he goes, I think he goes above Venom for me. I think he's tough. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? I feel like that's not a hot take, right? Bill says Civil War is super easy in play. I agree. Okay. Yeah. Civil War aside, so I actually like the plainness of Civil War. I agree with you. Civil War is easy upkeep, but I meant like the scenarios that like I guess they are the newest. So technically, like I'll be wrong with that. But I guess to rephrase my statement earlier was that the newer scenarios that aren't Civil War are like more difficult, like Agents of Shield and Age of Apocalypse. But I agree with you that Civil War is a lot less upkeep. Yeah. But I think it's because it's designed for PvP too, so like generally it's a little bit easier. Milk pour before cereal bro says, I can't tell you how difficult it is for me to play against a Black Widow. Yeah. And not that every boost has an effect when in reality it's a preparation effect. Why would they do it to me? I agree. Black Widow is a lot as well. Black Widow is another tough one. Because whenever you attack her, you also have to remember to remove a threat from the main scheme as a force interrupt. So every single time you attack, you gotta do something. Every single time. Yeah, and then she has so many of those prep cards that are triggering. She has one defeat effects on minions as well. So she's also a difficult one. Where's she? Black Widow. Here. I don't think she's as bad as these guys. So I'm gonna put her. I make mistakes often. I think I'll put her here though. Yeah, in the bottom there. Narrator says, let's do a positive upkeep villain soon. Who else is smooth and easy to get clean plays? Round needs a buddy in the blue tier. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. An easy upkeep. So scenario that I think is like really chill. I think Thanos is hella chill. I think Thanos is awesome. I don't know if you guys agree. I think Ron's obviously the easiest to keep track of, but Thanos is pretty. Ooh, okay. It depends on how you think the Infinity Gauntlet works. Because when I first started playing Marvel Champions and I couldn't remember to do the Infinity Gauntlet, it's difficult. But as someone that's probably my most heavily played modular, where I put the Infinity Gauntlet attached to like what I ran villain, like on Magneto, on like Ronan, on like Venom Goblin, on like Black Widow, because I play with that modular so much, that's easy to me for me to remember. And everything else about Thanos is super easy. Like Thanos essentially doesn't really have anything that you had to remember with his scenario, except for the Infinity Gauntlet. That's like the only thing. So yeah, let me know. Beowulf seems to disagree. If you guys disagree, let me know. If there's more people that disagree, we can do a poll and I can bump up a little bit. But I think in general, I don't really make mistakes when I'm playing Thanos. I would say the only mistake that anyone would make is the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Like forgetting to proc it. But yeah, I mean it's pretty simple, like how he works, right? He's just kind of attacking you or scheming against you, you know. Let's see. Milkport says, I would agree. I think for Apocalypse that he's top 5. Yeah, he's tough. Metascrub says, I've had games where the guy transformed like 4 times. Yeah. If he's transformed a lot, it's super annoying. Metascrub says, let's put all civil war leaders in clean later. Yeah. We need to do that in a bit. Beerly says, Wrecking Crew isn't bad then. I haven't tried them yet, but probably will soon. Yeah. They have a bad rap because people think this scenario is I mean, the scenario is not modular, right? So like you can't really have modules that's influence the scenario, which is like why there's not a lot of replayability with the scenario. So I think that's a fair take on that. But yeah, it's not bad. You play it once. Like I have fun in my first playthrough with the scenario, and I don't think I made mistakes with them either. So uh Metascrub says Ronin difficulty aside, it's pretty simple. Ooh, okay. I think I agree with you, to be honest. I don't think Ronin's that bad. This might be a hot take. I think Ronin's average. I put him like higher up in average, but I don't think he's that bad, guys. I don't think Ronan's that bad because let's pull up some Ronan here. That's Galaxy's Most Wanted. Okay, really the only thing you got to remember with Ronan is that you're adding 2 per player threat to the main scheme instead of 1 per player threat, right? And then the only other thing you got to remember is that he gets sorry, there's 3 things, I guess. He gets double boost on activations if you have the Power Stone. So that's the same as like Claw, right, from the core set, which is not the worst thing to remember. And then you got to remember that he gets an extra encounter card every single turn. So I feel like because this is like this never changes, right? You can never blank this out. So the fact that this is like all, it's just you're getting an extra encounter card. So like that's simple. This is simple because on his stage 2, it's also per player threat, right? So this never changes. So I feel like it's not that bad. So that this thing doesn't change. For Black Widows, her main schemes added threat changes from if you flip per villain stage. You know what I mean? So like that's hard to remember. Ronan stays the same. It's always super player and always get an extra encounter card. So just gotta remember basically if you have the Power Stone, he gets additional boost. If you don't have it, he doesn't get that boost. So I feel like he's actually not that bad to track. So I would agree with Meta Scrub there. Milk pour before cereal, bro says, I forgot the official rules. Is the Infinite Gauntlet a regular modular or can it be included in a scenario in addition to other modulars, excluding the multi-villain scenarios, of course? I'm not sure what you mean. So it is a regular modular and it can also be included in any scenario in addition to other modulars. So like when a scenario says like 1 modular, you can actually put more modulars in it. Like it's not just like you're not limited to just 1. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like the recommendation for the scenario. So yeah, I put like Infinity Gauntlet with like a bunch of other stuff before, you know. Evan Baywolf says, Master Mode is easy to track. Let's see here, Master Mode. Is he? Doesn't he have a thing with like when he schemes? When he schemes, he gives you here's something with his scheme, right? Like you get a what's that thing called? You get a Sentinel minion, right? Whenever he schemes, I believe. Let's see. Okay. Whenever he schemes against you, discard cards and counter until you get a Sentinel minion. Put it in play, engage with you. Do not give Master Mode a boost card. I don't know. I feel like it's not bad if you're flipping down, but I feel like it's annoying to remember whenever he gets an advance. like to not give him a boost and to like trigger this effect here. And the fact that each Sentinel minion gains guard, so I gotta remember this constant effect. I feel like he's not bad. He's not bad. Let me see his other effects on these cards. Yeah, I feel he's not bad. I feel he's not bad. Yeah, okay. I think I agree. I think he's not bad. I think I'll put him in average. I think he's not like the worst. He's probably like maybe like here for me. Space Stone is really it. Power Stone, yeah. The Power Stone is like the only thing with Ronan that you gotta remember. And it's such a big deal. I feel like it's always at the forefront of my mind. You know what I mean? So I feel like most people when they're playing Ronan, like they know the Power Stone is like a huge deal. You know. Narana says, "I'm curious where Mojo goes. There's so much going on with threat tokens and changing environments. Yeah, Mojo is too much. Mojo is too much upkeep. Mojo's a lot. I'm gonna put him here in between Venom, Goblin, and Mysterio. I think Mojo is quite a lot of upkeep. I think that Mojo. I mean, I love the scenario. Don't get me wrong. He's a really fun scenario. I enjoy him a lot, but I think that all the Mojo Mania ones are like a lot of constant effects. So Mojo here, the worst thing for me is this force response here, but you only do it in hero form, and it's when your turn ends. That's the hardest thing to remember. The hardest thing because I'm doing my turn, I'm chilling, and I gotta remember that whenever it ends to discard the top 3 cards in counter and do this effect. You know what I mean? Like the threat on character is not bad to remember, right? And when a character flips, you move out of threat, to the main scheme, or whenever a character leaves play, you move out threat to the main scheme. That's fine. It's really just this thing. Yeah, it's like this thing is like bad. Yeah. And then like, yeah, you got a constant environment that changes because you're always gonna have an environment in play from the modulars. So you have this one where each encounter card gains insight 1, each friendly character gets +1 thwart. It's a constant thing I always gotta remember for every encounter card to insight 1 on it. And then this will change mid-game to like, let's say this one. And then I gotta remember I always get +1 hand size and amplify. So I always forget that. So like this is a tough one. Yeah. It's too much upkeep for sure. I don't think it's as bad as these ones though. Not necessarily because it's less upkeep, but because it's more intuitive, I feel like. Because like that's kind of what the scenario is all about. So I feel like it's more intuitive, but despite being more intuitive, it's just a lot. Andrew says, still haven't fought all villains, but as of now, Loki is a drag. Do you mean the new Loki or the like God of Lies Loki, or you mean the Mad Titan Shao Loki? Let me think. What do I think? I don't think God of Lies is bad actually. I think it's pretty intuitive, personally. Let me see. Metascrub says Sabertooth, in my opinion, is the most what scenario to upkeep when I was new. Hate all the Kelly rules. Yeah, that's not, yeah. I know you guys mentioned that earlier. Let's take a look at Sabertooth here too. Sabertooth's not an easy one either. Let me see. Let's pull him up. Let's check what he does here. Okay, so he changes. He changed on you. So like, first off, you gotta remember this, and I forget this. Like I'll remember for like 5 rounds, and then like the 6th round, I just forget this. After he activates against you, you always discard attack card in counter deck, and huge damage from Sabertooth equal to the number of boost icons. So like I remember when he activates, and he'll get like an advance, and then I'll forget to do that. If the advance like does something else. You know what I mean? Like so that's already hard. I feel like to remember because it doesn't really affect you that much if Sabertooth is at full life, right? I normally like to build out. That's kind of my play style. So I'm playing Sabertooth. He's not healing anything. It doesn't matter. He's not healing. He's just this card on a top card. So since it doesn't do anything, I often forget that it does that. But then like he starts off here with Robert Kelly, and then you get Robert Kelly, he becomes on your side, and then he has a different effect there. And then the thing here, where is this? This is the worst one. Force interrupt when an enemy resolves an undefended attack against you, do the damage to Robert Kelly. So like what this basically means, and it's worded weird. It's worded very annoying as well. If you do not defend against Sabertooth's attacks, the damage goes on Robert Kelly. So you have to remember to defend. So yeah, that's annoying. That's super annoying. Yeah, let's do Sabertooth here. He is a difficult one. I think it's too much too. I think it's more Venom. Am I biased, guys? Let me know down in chat if I'm biased with them gone. But I think Sabertooth is more. I think he goes. I think it's very hard to play Link. Is he here? I don't know if he's quite there. Is it? I'm gonna put him here for now. I'm just putting him here for now. But he has a lot. He has a lot going on. I feel like I struggle more with these guys than I do with Sabertooth though. Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Narrator says, I've had to scoop and start over so many times from forgetting multiple hues on Sabertooth. Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like I think I've done that before too. Okay, let's put him in let's put him in the top three. Let's put him in the top three. Okay. Andrew says Mad Titan Loki. Okay, let's think about Mad Titan Loki real quick. He's got different. Yeah, he's tough. He's tough. Guys, if you guys don't say anything else about Thanos, I'm gonna leave him here. Do you guys agree that Thanos is not a difficult villain to track? Loki not only had like Thanos is essentially Loki, but you just got the Infinite Gauntlet. Loki has everything that Thanos has got, which is just the Infinite Gauntlet, but he's got so many other things as well. And he's got when defeat effects. When you defeat a Loki, you have to remember to mill from the encounter deck until you get a side scheme, review the side scheme. Each time a side scheme is defeated, you got to remember to flip the Loki. So yeah, the one defeat effects, I think, definitely makes stuff tough. I don't think he's as bad though as like Venom Goblin to upkeep though. So I'll put him like here. It's just the one defeated really. It's just a lot of one defeat effects, and he has a lot of that too. So I think Loki goes about there for me. Mascot says Sabertooth is more upkeep than Goblin. Okay, yeah. We like put him up here pretty high. Okay, someone commented about Thanos here. Milk pour before cereal, bro, says, I think Thanos could qualify for either clean games just because you have to include Infinite Gauntlet and it could trip people up. That could trip people. Yeah. You know, that's fair. Let's because we have nothing in the tier. So let's put Thanos right here because the Infinite Gauntlet, if you're used to it, then he's like here. But if you're a new player and you haven't played much with the Infinite Gauntlet, he can definitely like that's the only thing to remember, but it can be difficult to remember. So all right. Let's rank. Evan Beowulf says another red one is Stryfe. I think that's number one. I think it's number one. Let's do a poll, guys. We're gonna do a poll here. Let's do a poll. Is Stryfe horrendous in upkeep? Stryfe is one of those scenarios that I don't even enjoy playing strictly because of upkeep. Like I hate the scenario. The scenario sucks. I think the design's not bad. It's just the upkeep. Like, cannot play a clean game with this guy. So if you guys don't know how Stryfe works, let's pull him up here on Hall of Heroes. Go to the bottom. Okay. Whenever he attacks you, you always have to remember it's a constant effect. He gets plus X attack, where X is the number of cards most common time in your hand. So I gotta count the cards in my hand every single time he attacks me. Same on all three stages, that's fine. When reviewed here, you discard until you get a psionic attachment. Reveal it. Here, it's different. Force response after you attack him, you take X damage equals to the most number of common card types in your hand. I can't even read that. So now, whenever you attack, you gotta do this. Where you gotta count your hand. When he attacks, you count your hand. And then after you get to stage 2 with the main scheme, so this is fine. This is annoying because here, like Hope Summers can only like throw from this scheme, and like she can only attack Stryfe. So I forget that sometimes too. But here, this is the worst one. You gotta remember now that Stryfe has Stalwart now. Even though his villain card doesn't have Stalwart, he now gains Stalwart. Each identity gets +2 hand size and increase the resource cost to play 1. Tell me why I have a turn, right? And I have like, let's say like 9 cards in hand or whatever, right? And I'll play 3 of my cards, remembering to increase the resource cost by 1. And then the like 4th card that I play in that same turn that I remember this, I forget this. Tell me how the heck that happens, guys. That happens like every single game. I think Stryfe is number 1. What's the poll here? You guys voting 100% of the votes. Yeah, he is horrendous in upkeep. Yeah, I think he's probably gonna end up number 1 here. He's pretty bad, and I don't know a lot of people that like Stryfe, but I think that most people that don't like him, it's because of the upkeep. Like the upkeep is rough. Sergio, solo board gaming night. Welcome to the chat, dude. Considering MC start with 3 villains, just look at all the available villains. It's really impressive. This has become a forever game at this point. Yeah, it's a legendary game. that I'm super excited to play with grandkids one day. Just pop it out like super dusty, board games. I think it's gonna be so cool, like to see like these like old vintage cards like in the future. So it's gonna be yeah, like that's one thing that I'm super excited for. Like just being old and having like boxes of Marvel Champions and like having like grandkids being like, oh, that's so cool to like look at like the cool cards from like 50 years ago. I think that's gonna be like really fun. Let's see here. Narano says I agree. Strive top of S tier. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah. I mean, I'm in the poll. You guys are all agreeing. It's pretty agreed consensus there. Strife is yeah. He's one of the worst ones. Milk says I think Strife is easily the least enjoyable capstone villain of expansion. 100%. Yeah, we're talking about capstone villains. He's definitely the worst because I think I like every other capstone villain. I think every other capstone villain is fun. Yeah, I think every other capstone villain is enjoyable, like maybe A tier level fun for me. I don't think I have most capstones lower. I mean, there might be a few B tiers, but yeah, Strife is like one of my least favorite scenarios. Okay, let's like knock some quick ones out of the way here. So let's do Claw. Claw is basically Rhino, right? I don't think he's got much going on. I think he's super easy to track. It's just that he gets double boost for attacks. That's it. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty simple. Let's do another one here. Oh, man, these actually quite a few of them have like I don't know. There's gonna be much here for Marvel Champs. Unfortunately, I think these might be the only two in this tier. Um, let's see. Beowulf says, where do you put Magneto on this tier list? Magneto, only when he attacks you, you get a magnet counter main scheme. That's basically the only thing, right? Everything else is pretty intuitive. I actually think Magneto is. I think I put him average. I don't think I make mistakes. I think he's a pretty clean villain to play. I'll put him at the top though. I'll say this. It could just be a me thing. I've missed mana counters with Magneto a lot. Like often, like I miss like one counter a game, which like really annoys me. But I think other people probably don't miss as much as I do. So I think that's probably a me mistake type of thing. So I'm gonna put him here at the top of average. I think that he really doesn't have that much going on, but it's just that for me, I always miss those mana counters. Yeah. Metascrub says regular Goblin is pretty simple for a scenario pack villain. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty easy, right? You mean Mutation Formula, right? I think I put him in often play clean games. I'm trying to think. I think it's easier than Thanos, right? Yeah. No. We're putting him. He's still easy. Let's put him here. But he has that thing, right? If he damages you with an attack, you place I think 2 threat on the main scheme. I forget that all the time. I forget that because if you chump block a lot, which I do, I chump block a lot. I would forget that, right? After Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place that on the main scheme. On stage 3, you place 2 threat on the main scheme. So like if I chump block, I don't have to do this, but if he damages me, I can remember to do this. So I think I'll have to forget that. But that's kind of the only thing. This could be annoying too on his stage 2 for villain. You add threat equal to a number of goblin enemies in play, not just one per player anymore, So that one can be a little bit, yeah. So I think he's still pretty easy, but I'll put him above Thanos because of that. Narayana says, despite having a lot of moving parts, Magneto is surprisingly smooth. Yeah. I think he's an example of like a very intuitive villain. Like that's why I think that the community thinks that he's the best scenario in the game. And I can't really argue against that. He's one of my favorites, and I think it's because he's just so smooth. He's intuitive. It makes sense why he's doing like this, and he's a good challenge. So yeah, he's like everything of what you want a scenario to be. Okay, let's do Civil War villains here, because oh, what the heck? Oh, I thought I added. Uh, man, let me see here. Okay, I thought we added that some of these Civil War villains, but okay, let's look at this here. I thought I added this yesterday before we put a live stream up, but let me pull some Civil War here. Let's go and knock. So they are all basically this. I don't think. Actually, let me see if I can add this real quick. Let me see if I can add this. Is it too late to add? Is the question that we started the tier list. Okay, okay, nice. Okay, we're able to add them. Okay, let me see what's going on with chat. Despite having, no, Rhino says possible hot take. Apocalypse One is improved Magneto. Nah, dude. Nah, that's a hot take. Magneto is better, dude. What do you mean by improved? Like better upkeep or like what? What's what's the improvement? Because I like Magneto a lot more. Okay, so these Civil War villains, some of them are annoying though to upkeep. So like, okay, they all have like this thing. They're pretty bland. They're actual cards. Their cards are pretty easy. Captain Marvel though, if she attacks and defeats a character, you place the energy counter on the energy channel, and if the energy channel pops, or sorry, after leader, hero, or ally attacks Captain Marvel, you place a counter here. Then if there's four, remove all of them. I feel like that's pretty annoying, right? I think that's difficult to upkeep. I think it's kind of difficult. I'll put them in average. I think it's not like, it's not like when I say difficult, it's like difficult more than I thought. Because I thought they'd be like, sorry, let me, because I thought they'd be down here. But like, I feel like, let's see, all often clean, very basic, more for made for PvP. Even Captain Marvel though, Captain Marvel is just kind of rough, right? I think Iron Man is super easy, right? He gets plus one scheme for each tech attachment, and he has a bunch of these tech attachments where we're always constant of. I think it's intuitive that he gets plus one scheme for each tech. So I think Iron Man is probably going to be the easiest one for upkeep. I think so. I'll put Iron Man. I think he's hard than Claw because you got to remember that he gets plus one scheme for each tech. So I'll put Iron Man here. Um, most of the decks are Mojos and their own cards. Yeah, true, but like the fact that they're main, like Captain Marvel's Fuse, I don't know. She's got a lot going on with that energy channel thing, you know. Let's see here. We got Spider Woman. Whenever she gets plus one attack for each skill counter, and remove all skill counters. I don't think I get this. This is annoying. This is tough. When a treachery is revealed, place a skill counter here. This one I always forget, because yeah, because if you review attachment or a minion, you don't do this. But if you get a treachery, you got to place a skill counter. This is one of the worst effects for upkeep for me, and this is a permanent attachment. So I think she goes higher than I thought. I feel like we're putting her here. I feel like I make mistakes with her. Yeah. I think Cap is easier though to upkeep. Cap is, yeah, you just gotta remember the shoot, and the shoot is very intuitive. Like the shoot's doing the shoots thing. You remember like whenever he has shoot what it does. So I'll put Cap maybe here, like next to Iron Man. And then let's do She-Hulk and Vision here too. Really quick. She-Hulk. After an alter ego change the hero form to damage. That's a little bit, that's kind of tough to remember. After an alter ego change the hero form, you do a damage to the hero. That's not my favorite. That's not my favorite. What else we got? We have Vision. Oh, Vision is rough. I mess up Vision all the time because after resolving step one of villain phase, you flip Vision's mask form. I forget that Spiral Woman. So Vision's gotta go at least here. Am I tripping, guys? Do you guys just like have a super easy time remembering these guys? Because like I feel like, I'll be honest, I don't remember that Shield had that ability. I'm gonna put her in average. I'll put her in average. See what you guys are saying. Yeah, let me know if like my Civil War take is like crazy off, because I feel like that's fair. I feel like they're not as easy as I thought. I think Iron Man and Captain America, who are the two that I play the most, they are like pretty easy, clean games. But I think the other ones are more difficult. Okay, we got all the Civil War villains out of the way. Let's see. Narayana says SmackDown has tougher upkeep than Civil War, right? Like especially Vision. Savior says She-Hulk no problem. Vision tough. I found Vision was the hardest of them to upkeep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I meant to put Vision here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think Vision's the hardest too, but I kind of forgot my own ordering here. Yeah. So the more difficult, it's like closer to the front here. Yeah, yeah. I would put Vision. I think Vision is here. Like he's not too much upkeep, but just that form flipping thing every single turn by itself, it's rough. So just from that alone, he puts him pretty high. No, I'll put Ultron higher. I think because Ultron's got a lot of moving things. Yeah. She-Hulk's not bad. You guys are saying, okay, let's drop She-Hulk down. We'll put her in the often clean games. Okay. Even She-Hulk only removing threat in our ego on her set scheme. Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's easier because like you just don't remove the threat, right? You just like know when you're able to remove the threat or not. So I think that's an okay spot for her, where we got right now. Okay, let's do hmm. Let's do Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn. Oh man, I didn't share. Dang it. Sorry guys. I hate that. I keep forgetting to do that. I hate that. Okay, so this is what we have right here, guys. We have Vision over here. We got Shield over here, and then we have like Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, Cap, and Iron Man. Apologies for not sharing the tab. Man, I gotta remember to share the right tab, guys. Okay, let's do let's just like do a box. Let's finish off Mad Time Shadow right now. Okay. Ebony Maul is not bad. Every time you activate, you remove the spell counters from each spell. I think he's not bad. I think he's not bad to remember. Ebony Maul, you just because it's whenever he activates, right? Just remember it during activation. So I feel like he's often clean. We'll put him here. We'll put him there. Yeah. Okay, next. Oh man, didn't we end up putting Ebony Maul right there. In often clean, under She-Hulk, and in front of New Machine Formula. Okay. Next, we're gonna do tower defense. Tower defense is not bad despite being a multi-villain scenario. I feel like it's just super easy. Like force interrupt for her, force response for him. That's tied into their activation, right? You remember that, and then yeah, I think it's actually really easy. Actually, you just gotta follow the directions. But yeah, I think this one looks daunting, but it's not. So I'm gonna put tower defense in super easy track. Let me know if you agree with that. I think it's pretty easy actually. Misplay Web to chat. I was just searching for a video on villains that are easiest to run. So glad you made this. Yeah, dude, you're welcome, man. That's crazy. What a coincidence. Yeah, I love when things line up like that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Naran just gave me the idea. Like the past few days. But yeah, I thought that it's something that I talk about a lot on my channel about like upkeep. I feel like it's a pretty under talked about thing in Marvel Champions. Like I feel like most people don't really have a problem with upkeep, but I have a big problem with upkeep in this game because it's like because I don't play like Arkham or anything else. I think if you came from Arkham, from what I heard, is like very like difficult to upkeep. So like from Arkham to Marvel Champions is probably like a lot easier. But someone that plays like I play like Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh. From what I heard, Yu-Gi-Oh right now has a lot of upkeep. But like Yu-Gi-Oh like back in like I don't know 2005, I think it was like pretty easy upkeep. You know what I mean? Like back before like Synchro Monsters came out. So coming from like that type of background, I feel like Marvel Champions is like very comprehensive. You know. Okay, let's do another one from Nighttime Shadow. Did we do all of them? Oh, Thanos, we did. Hella. Do you guys forget this? Am I the only one that forgets this thing? I feel like it's not too bad though. Hella's not too bad. Like it's just that she gets +1 scheme, +1 attack, and +3 hit points for each side scheme in victory display. So I like for each side scheme there, you just put a counter. Like I put a counter on her, so I remember. The hit points can be annoying if they get lost in time because then you have to recalculate all her hit points and everything. But I don't think she's that bad. I think she's pretty intuitive how she works. Yeah, you just like do everything as it says, and as you defeat this thing, like these remember because when you defeat them, you feel like you're doing something. You're like advancing through like the next. So these are like some of the easiest to remember when defeat effects here. Yeah, so I think Hella's not bad. Hella often clean games. Yeah, I put her like there. I feel like that's a fair spot. And then I think that's it for Mad Time Shower, right? We did Loki already. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're getting some good leeway here. Let's see. Narrow Throat says, Sam, LOL. I would love for you to do this tier list with the guys from Stunning Confused. Just a 2-hour video how much you all hate Stryfe Zero. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down for a collab. Metascript says the amount of games I have had to reset because of forgetting upkeep and cheating by mistake. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, cheating. And it sucks when I'm recording a video and it's like such a good game. And I'm like, man, I'm so excited for this game. And when I rewatch it, I'm like, dang it. I like forgot this one thing. And then like, yeah, and then I describe the video. So that's like the most exciting thing ever. Yeah. For the longest time, it happens a lot less now, but for the longest time, I don't know even at what point, but like I would say for like a 6-month stretch, every single time I posted a playthrough, the first comment was like a mistake that I made. And like it like I'm grateful to like get the feedback from that, but it's just so demoralizing to to be like, man, I thought it was a clean game, and then like I got on a mistake immediately, and then like it might have like invalidated the game. Feels so bad. Yeah. Oh man, it happens less now though, for sure. Ritzy Reels, welcome to the chat. I just arrived and I see Wrecking Crew as an average. I object. I constantly misplay due to falling asleep. That's funny. I thought you were gonna say something about it like being like tough upkeep. Yeah. It's I defend the scenario when I first played it. I was like, oh, the community, what are they talking about? Like, it's a fun scenario. But as I played it more, it's definitely like it plays the same. Like it not the exact same, but it plays very similar, you know? Yeah. Uh thank you for rejoining to becoming a amazing neighbor, Ritzy Reels. I appreciate your support so much. Metascrub says Yu-Gi-Oh isn't really a lot of upkeep. Oh, really? More just a lot of mechanical rules and rulings and decision trees combos have. Yeah, I know that at least back in the day, the upkeep was not bad. It was like I don't think we ever made mistakes. But I've heard that Yu-Gi-Oh is really complex right now, and I have not played in a very long time. So I just don't know about how it is now. Yeah, thank you for rejoining Risterios. I appreciate you a lot. And I'm excited to see more custom gameplays from Risterios too. And I know a lot of my subscribers are also excited for Ryu's custom gameplays too, because you're pretty famous on my channel. Pepper Jack Cheese Forever says, I forgot Wrecking Crew existed. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I forgot too until someone mentioned it in chat, and then we ended up putting it there. Okay. Guys, I don't know about this one. I'm having trouble with risky business. Can you guys let's do a poll here. What do you guys think about risky business? Let's say I make mistakes, average, often clean, easy. Like, what do you guys think about risky business? I'm like kind of, let me put it back up. I'm kind of stuck in like how I feel about the scenario. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes early on whenever I first played it, but I feel like nowadays, like I've gotten better at upkeep as I played more, obviously. But I mean, it doesn't look too bad, right? It's like it's pretty intuitive, right? Whenever he flips forms, like you review here, you have to do damage to yourself. He never attacks, you do this instead. That's pretty normal. When it would take damage, you remove the counters instead. You only damage him on Green Goblin. I think that's intuitive. The hazard here is difficult because it changed. Like, I think changing from stage 1 hard because on stage 1, you add 1 per player threat. And then on stage 2, you add like double that. And you got to remember the hazard as well. So he really ramps up on stage 2. So I don't know about that. Brissy Ryu says, the best comparison for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Imagine a Marvel Champions game, PvP game. During turn 1 and 2, both players full setup and their complete board with their entire deck. I've heard this. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go on a rant here, Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys. I don't know you guys, for all non-Yu-Gi-Oh! People, maybe you guys don't care, but I feel really strong about this. I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. I watched anime too. Like before it even came, I remember like when it was premiering in the US, and I told all my friends about it. Like we're all like in primary school. And the anime, I don't think it's like good, but it was hype. It was like fun to watch. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Like back then, if you play it now, I think it's still like one of the best card games ever. I think it's so good. Like back whenever like if you summon a blue eyes white dragon, like a 8-star monster with 3000 attack, and like if your opponent didn't have like a dark hole, you like can dominate the board for like 3 turns. Back when you get like a normal monster with like a lot of attack, you just dominate. Like back when like you summon a summon skull and like your opponent cannot kill it. Like, and you have other stuff so they can't like fissure it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like back when it was super simple. Back whenever like when you chain like 3 trap cards and like you felt like, oh, this is so complex. Those are like the golden era. Like that was like the golden era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And like card games. I don't know. Like that was so fun. And like I love like my friend has a bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like in like high school, we've often like we just like grab his cards and randomly like build a deck. You know what I mean? And it would just be like trash normal card monsters, like normal monsters, and like very basic magic cards and trap cards. And like those are so fun. Like I don't know why they had to add a new type of card like every era, right? Like we have like synchro monsters and it's like XYZ monsters and it's like pendulum. Like Why are they doing that? Like, the game used to be so good back in the day. Man, it sucks. Like, I used to love, like, back in the day. It was super duper fun. Okay, Risky Reese says, when I first played Risky Business with a friend, we kept thinking we were missing something with its infamy counters. We were wondering where the punishment for them stacking was. I felt that way as well. Okay, what's the chat saying here? Oh man, get your votes in, guys. It's tied up. It's tied up. You guys are going for either average or often clean. So we have some votes in easy though. So if the poll doesn't change, I'm gonna put this in often clean because we have no votes for I make mistakes. So I'll probably just tie up the average there if the poll doesn't change. But yeah, guys, let me know, guys, if you are a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I'm like Dark Magician gives me so much like happiness in my heart every single time I see the Dark Magician. Like he's so cool, such a cool monster. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh is so cool, guys. Like back then, I think it's less cool now. I think that now it's kind of convoluted. It's like oversaturated, you know. Metascrub says once you get exposed to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, the game has a different feeling to it. So I don't know if you got into. I never got into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. My cousin who was so my cousin was my age, and like we're like pretty good friends. And then his older sister was like maybe 10 years older than us. Her boyfriend, who's like her husband now, but her boyfriend at the time, they're like in high school, and we're like in like primary school. He played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, and he showed us his decks and stuff, and he'll like play with us. And he used a Jinzo like machine deck. I don't know if you guys remember that. So I think that was the meta back then, actually. And it was with like I think it was like some sort of like time card where like you double attack of all your machine monsters and you like go for like a one turn kill. So yeah, that was yeah, I think that definitely, but it was cool to see the combos. So you know what I mean? Just because like I didn't really have machine monsters, you know what I mean? So I think it was cool to see that. But I agree with you that he was telling us that this like little kid that was like maybe like 8 years old kept beating him on every single tournament that he went to. So I remember getting like I remember laughing a lot of that because it was just funny how he told the story. Okay, we're gonna put him in often clean. So let's see. We'll put him just right in the middle then. We'll put him like right here because I think this is easier though. You know what I mean? So we'll put normal awesome right there and often clean. Okay, I apologize for Yu-Gi-Oh tangent. Let's hop back over to Marvel Champions, guys. Okay. Um, let's do oof. There's a lot of these. I'm gonna be complaining for the rest of this video, guys. Let's okay. Morlock Siege. No, okay. Let's just do a box because then I can share the tab here. And I just go through all the villains in a box. Have we not ranked anyone from Rise of Red Skull, guys? Do we have all of these villains up here? Okay. Crossbones. The experimental weapons deck is tough. The fact that each stage, when you reveal it, you have to reveal the top experimental weapons deck. I think Crossbones is the easy scenario. I don't think his upkeep is that easy. I don't think his upkeep is that easy, to be honest. So I'll put him in average. I'll put him in average. The experimental weapons deck is kind of a thing that's going on. Put him there. Absorbing Man. I also don't think because he gains a trait of each environment play, and on this stage 3, after he activates against you, if he has this trait, you do this trait, you do this, and then for each thing, for each environment, he has a different force response, right? Take on your damage. This one, after he makes an attack, discard a resource icon. But I think it's easy to kind of, all you got to do is defend the attack with an ally. Then you don't have to worry about this. You know what I mean? So I guess it's not that bad. You got to remember to place delay counter every single round. He's tough to one thing about the Rise of Red Skull, I don't know. I feel like no one else talks about this. I feel like I'm the only one. I don't feel like it's the easiest upkeep box. I feel like the box has some decently difficult upkeep scenarios. I'm gonna put Absorb Man here. Rusuri says Crossbones, a constant outpouring of new attachments can cause it. Oops, I forgot he took one less damage. Yeah, exactly. Like he gets like his experimental weapons. Let's look at like they all give him like extra stats, right? Like, oh no, that's gonna be at the bottom. Okay, I'm not gonna look at them, but like it'd be like +1 attack, +1 scheme, or like your attack goes over there, or like indirect damage, something like that. You know what I mean? There's like so many things going on with him that I feel like he's not the easiest to upkeep. Metascrub says, without going too off track into Yu-Gi-Oh, the game is a bit more designed with hyper competitive play nowadays. The skill of the game seems to be more about time interruptions and playing through them. I see. For all my Yu-Gi-Oh like watchers right now, everything that I talked about how I love like old Yu-Gi-Oh, like the back whenever like the anime was like on season 1 and like back when Sun Skull was like one of the best cards like when Jinzo was one of the best cards in the game, right? That type of play line, I feel like it can get competitive. Or sorry, not competitive. It can get super complex with like chaining trap cards, but the actual card effects are super simple, right? So it's a simple card effect game with like simple text that because of the game interactions gets really complex, right? To parallel that to Marvel Champions, that's why I love Peter Parker Spider-Man's kit in Marvel Champions. He's like the epitome of that for me, where his cards are so simple, right? Swing web kick, do 8 damage, right? That's it, right? Backflip, don't take any damage. That's it. Anime, Hue 4 damage. Like that's it. That's it, right? So just super duper simple card effects, but with the game interactions with the villains and with like how you build your deck, there can be very complex and like interesting, unique decision making opportunities. But it's built from very simple card effects, and that to me is so fun. So like just in a way that I talk about how I love Spider-Man, that's why I love like classic Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's why I don't like new Yu-Gi-Oh as much anymore. Um, and that's why like a lot of heroes that have a bunch of upkeep, I like them less. You know, so like yeah, that's kind of like my like for me peak card game is like very simple stuff, simple effects, but you can have complex chaining stuff going on, but it's through the simple effects where that's happening. That's so fun to me. You know, it's like Uno. Like Uno is simple, but there can be some like fun like Uno outplays that you can do, and like such some strategies that you can do with Uno. Metascope says Collector One. What do you think about Collector One? I think Collector One is too much upkeep. I think he is. I put him here. I put him above Mojo. I feel like I always make mistakes with Collector One. Oh man, tab. So Collector One, it's like that thing where like I remember the collection, and I remember that every card that gets this card from play goes into the collection, except for that one card. I don't know why. And oftentimes it's like a Nick Fury, right? Like if I play Nick Fury, I know when he leaves play at the end of the round, he's supposed to go into collection, but I just forget. And I put him in my discard pile. You know what I mean? That happens all the time, and it's just like it's too difficult to remember that all upgrades, attachments, and allies go into the collection, but then like your events don't. You know what I mean? And treasuries don't. Like it's only one thing that's really like hard to upkeep, but I feel like that one thing is so difficult and changed the game so much. Risty Review says Collector One, it's too much upkeep to my patience. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I think that if you're a new player and you're playing Collector One, you're gonna make a mistake, And I still make mistakes now. Yeah. Let's go and do wait, no, let's finish Rise of Red Skull, guys. Where are we at? Where are we doing? Let's finish this box. What do you guys think about Taskmaster? This might be a hot take. I think Taskmaster is actually a fair amount of upkeep too. Because when you change the hero form, you have to remember to do this effect. I remember a 4-player game that I played like early on with Taskmaster, and then we just kept forgetting to do this like every single time. Like so many people at the table, we just kept flipping, we kept forgetting to do this. And this thing too, after resolving someone in the villain phase, each player in hero form must choose either place a threat or take a damage. It's hard to remember this and this because they're both constant effects that happen if you do something, not if the villain does something, right? Or this one here is step 1 villain phase. So that's like a vision type effect. I actually feel like he's kind of tough. I'm gonna put him kind of high. I'm gonna put him in. I make mistakes off. I feel like I often make a mistake when I'm playing collector. I mean, not collector. Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Yeah. All right. Let's look at the next one here. Let me know if you guys disagree, and we can talk about it. Zola's not bad. Zola's not bad. I think Zola, the toughest thing is to retaliate. Oh, the test counters. So after resolving someone in the villain phase, you have to place a test counter. Yeah, that's like I just realized for the first time. Rise of Red Skull has 3 scenarios where after step 1 in the villain phase, you place a counter on the main scheme. That I forget that sometimes, guys. I think it's just that in the retaliate one. So I still don't think he's bad. I think I often play clean games with Zola. It's not bad. I put him here. I don't think it's bad. Ritzy Ryu says Taskmaster is a villain who is well designed for multiplayer, where people are more calmly flipping down a heel. Overly punishing, always have to remind them when they flip. Yeah. Like I remember, like I'm like, oh crap! Like, did you flip last turn? Because like we forgot to do the thing where when you flip, you gotta do this. Like we kept on doing that over and over again. So the upkeep was tough for us. There. Pepper Jack Cheats Forever says Zola is kind of an underwhelming scenario. Really, I feel not really hard in terms of upkeep. I just don't particularly enjoy it. So I think he's a like A2 level like difficult type of villain. Yeah, Nar Antlers is one of the people that have been really enjoy Zola more because yeah, I talked to him a lot about Zola. And Zola is a really fun scenario. I've enjoyed it a lot more than more I played it. I would say this though, when I first started playing Mario Champions, I agree with you with Zola. I didn't really particularly like him because I felt like, yeah, he's got the retire one, but his hit points are so low, right? Only 16 per player on stage 3, 14 per player on stage 2. Like, it's not that bad. And I feel like if you stats like him, he's like pretty like neutered, you know? But I really appreciate the minions and putting different modulars with minions with him. I think that's where he becomes a lot more fun and more unique and more challenging. So I think if you put in more difficult minions with his modulars, like if you take out like under attack. Under attack does nothing for him. Under attack sucks for him because under attack doesn't have any minions or any minion attachments. So yeah, take out under attack and put something else with him. He's a lot more fun. Like not even like under attack. Yeah, under attack is not easy, but I think Zola just wants the minions with all these attachments that he has, right? Like these things, like pain inhibitors, defensive programming. He's a lot more fun with more fun minion modulars, you know. And we have the rise of the Red Skull here. Rissy Ryu says, Zola is to minions what Red Skull is a side skin. Oh, yeah, exactly. He really highlights what minions are why minions are incredibly dangerous when rarely seen. Yeah. Yeah. He's one of the, like, villains where when you get ganked up, you're like, oh, crap, that's game ending. Yeah. Pepper Jack says, that's true. I don't think I've tried him with other modulars. Yeah. I did not like him. So I completely agree. I did not like him with his recommended module, but he's so much more fun with other modulars. Yeah. With more minions. Rhino says 100% don't run Zola with recommended mods. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, so Red Skull, it's a side scheme version of Zola. I think its upkeep is pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. After step 1, the villain phase. Oh, yeah, another thing. So after step 1, you review the talk about the side scheme deck. It's intuitive because you're interacting with that the entire game, right? So that's not too bad. You know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, that's not bad. He gets +1 attack for each side scheme play, similar to like Iron Man's thing. I think that's not too bad. It's like pretty intuitive to how his character works too. I feel like Red Skull is not the worst, right? His card, does he have any cards that are like really terrible? I don't think it's that bad. Yeah. I actually think Red Skull is pretty easy for upkeep. So let's go back over here. Often clean games. Put him around here. Let's put him here. Let's put him here. Let's put him here. Let's put him here. Okay. Pepper Jack says, it sounds awesome to Ritzy Ryu saying, trying with the Wrecking Crew. Wait, who the Wrecking Crew? Oh, Wrecking Crew modular. Oh, that sounds fun. Have I done that? I don't know if I've done that. That sounds fun, actually. Ritzy Ryu says, Red Skull feels about average. My group has never forgotten the side team. We're too scared of it. My group hates Red Skull because we played a 3-player game once, I think, and it was like 3 hours long. He can be a grind at times. And that really also made me like enjoy him less because it was so much of a grind. So I'm surprised that we have so much often clean games here for Mario Champions. So that's good to see. That's good to see. All right. Okay, we're done with the Rise of Red Skull. Let's move on. Ooh, what do you guys think about Kang? Kang is a lot. Yeah, so this stage, when he attacks you, either place a threat or you give him +2. On his next stage, they all have different abilities. On his third stage, he has that same ability again. His main schemes are all different. This one has no effect. When it hits 7, you lose. These aren't that bad. These aren't that bad. I would say this, because they're all one reviewed abilities. They're not like constant effects. I think even to me now, and I played Kang quite a few times now, I think that Kang feels so daunting to play but I actually don't really make mistakes when I'm playing Kang. I feel like the upkeep is actually pretty easy. It just feels like a lot because there's so many different one of effects. But because they're all one of effects, you know you're getting that card. You read that card before you know like put it into play or whatever, so you know what the effect's gonna happen. So actually, I think Kang is not bad. At higher player counts, I feel like he's not bad. So we're gonna put Kang often clean games. I think, but I'll put him pretty high up because he has so many different parts. You know, but I think he's actually not a difficult villain for new players to not make mistakes on when they're playing him. Pepper Jack says, if you want to make Red Skull super annoying, Legion of Hydra is the best way to do that. Yeah. I played that on the channel. And I think that Legion of Hydra Red Skull is more difficult than Ronan. Yeah. That's a difficult one. Rizuru says, Red Skull Legions is terrifying. Yep. Meanwhile, Ward beat it by She-Hulk, sending Madam Hydra to jail. Yeah. Only other time I beat it was with Pool Maria Hill alongside Justice Bishop. Yeah, I played Maria Hill, I think it was a member poll gameplay. You guys voted for me to play Maria Hill against Legion of Hydra, Red Skull, and I lost that one. But I think Luis Simone, one of my patrons requested that I play that again, but with I think any deck that I could build. So I did Spider-Man Avenge Me against Red Skull Legion of Hydra, and that was able to take it down. Because I mean, Avenge Me is just crazy bonkers, yeah. And it was Spider-Man too. The card draw was insane. Rizuru says, Kang is definitely not hard on upkeep. Your brain goes, what? When you first read it, but every playthrough after goes smooth. Yeah. I remember rereading the cards over and over again, but like actually I didn't make any mistakes, you know? On your left, welcome to chat. Will you be seeing Brand New Day opening night? Yes, we will. So I know I'm not going to see Marvel movies on opening night because my wife works, but Brand New Day, she's off like that week. So we're gonna watch it opening night. I think they often come on Thursday nights. So yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited to go see that movie. Pepper Jack Cheese says, I think every time I play, I have not seen the most recent trailer for it though. I don't want to see it. I want to just like not know, but like I want to see it too. So I don't know. I watched the first trailer and that one got me super hyped, and I don't want to watch trailer for movies. So like I don't know. Yeah. Pepper Jack Cheese says, I think. Oh, one thing. I think we talked about it last time too. Sorry, I'm like derailing, but I really want to see Man Spider in it. And I read something online that they're not doing Man Spider because they said that like the audience isn't ready for it. And like we talked about it in a prior stream too, that I just felt like they weren't doing it. And like that's disappointing because I feel like people would love it. I feel like people that know about it would love it. People that don't know about it would also like it. I think that it's like a generally, I don't think like, I mean, yeah, kids would be scared, but like I think that they will get over it and be like, okay, like he turned back to Peter Parker. You know what I mean? So like I feel like I would love to see Man Spider in the plot line. Yeah. Pepper Jack Cheese says, I think every time I play Red Skull, I end up putting Legions of Hydra. What? Every time you play him? Forget that. I never want to do that again. Proceed to lose the first game and then just barely get the second game. Yeah, that's not one I want to do a lot. Yeah. Two-play Red Skull for me usually. On your left says Miles, I swear will be. What? Miles is gonna be in Brand New Day. Are you serious? Is he in the trailer or something? Or is this like your like theory? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. We never got a live action Miles, right? Yeah, that would be insane. My thing is like, I'm okay with Miles being in it, but like I just wish. So from what I've seen, um, there's a lot of speculation that Phoenix is gonna be in it, and Hulk's gonna be in it, and the Hand is gonna be in it, and Daredevil's gonna be in it, and Punisher we know is in it. So it's like, bro, like there's too many characters in it. Like, what the heck? This seems like a crossover movie more than like a actual like a Spider-Man movie. You know what I mean? Like I thought that I feel like what I wanted was like a more down to earth Spider-Man movie, you know? And we're just getting so much, and then you add Miles in there too. Like, dang, there's too much. Like, can we just keep it grounded? Like, I don't know. I'm excited for it, but I wish there wasn't so many characters. I wish it was just like keep it simple, you know? On your left says speculation in the trailer, he gets saved by a web. Oh, okay. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, let's hop back to this Marvel Champions list here. Okay, we gotta do another box. So we did Kang. We're gonna scroll down here. Galaxy's most wanted. Did we do all of these yet? Drang. After he schemes, resolve the Badoon ship. After he activates, resolve the Badoon ship. Here, it's nothing. That's kind of difficult for the upkeep. Out of step 1, you place a charge counter. No, sorry. You resolve the charge ability. Yeah, so you gotta do this. That's not bad. I feel like that one's intuitive. He does that prepare a threat though. I feel it's not bad. It's not bad, but I feel like I think I make mistakes a lot though. Yeah, let's put him. Let's put him in average. If I make mistakes, he should be here. I think maybe I make more Magneto mistakes. Let's put him like here. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Okay. Oh, it didn't share. Sorry, guys. Back. So like right here. Yeah, this is where we put Drang. Okay. Next we got Collector 1. Where we did that. Collector 2. Escape the museum. Okay. I think Collector 2. I don't think I make mistakes. Yeah, because there's no effects on the main schemes. You just remove all threat in advance. Yeah, and it's pretty simple here. There's not really much going on. I think it's pretty intuitive. I really enjoy the scenario too. I think the only thing is that there's a lot of it's like Kang, right? A lot of when reviewed effects happening. But you know that it's going to be reviewed because you got to read the card when it's reviewed anyway. So yeah, and then like basically there's no other constant effects really going on. You know what I mean? And I often forget this one right here, this hero action on the environment, but it does nothing. You don't if you forget, it doesn't matter because you do yourself a encounter card as an action to remove fighters from a scheme. So if you forget this and you don't forget it to trigger, you don't trigger it, it's fine, it doesn't affect the game. So it's actually not bad. Yeah, so I think Collector 2 is easy for new players, I think. I think we're putting him, I think he's super easy to track. We're gonna put him there. I don't know if that's hot take. I feel he's easy to track, guys. I feel he just got fall. Like I think he can seem overwhelming, but I think that he's pretty easy to manage everything. Okay, next we got Nebula. Okay, let's catch up with chat here because Nebula is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, there have been some interesting scenarios. I play 2-player. One time I was playing a Mighty Avengers leadership deck and attacked Venom a few times, and I was like, it kills me because yeah, I've done that too. This was standard 3x for 2. He proceeded to attack me for 17 with overkill. Holy cow! I don't know if Venom's gone that high with me. Venom's gone like 12 boost cards against me, but then like he ends up hitting for like 5 or 6 damage. I'm like, bro, like it's all like boost effects. Deal damage to defending character for good measure, and I was like, I'm totally dead. Yeah, the sad thing was I was Spider-Man. The next hand I had a backflip. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's tough. That's the Mac though to miss the backflip. Okay. Nebula is tough because the first technique attachment has Surge, but only the first one. How I don't like Surge. I think Surge is like tough for upkeep. Her ability here changes from form to form, right? They get more complex. This one, you discard 1. This one, you discard all. And this one, you have to just remove the top card of your deck from the game and discard 1. You go up by X per turn equal to the invasion counters, which also goes up by 1 per turn. You have the environment here with the invasion counters. Then this is where I think it's the most rough. When she has multiple attachments in play, which is inevitable, okay? They all have constant effects. So she has this one and this one in play. Not only do you have to remember that she gains her tie at 1, but you also reduce the amount of damage she takes from each attack by 1. Stuff like this is so difficult to remember. She cannot take more than 5 damage for a single attack. You gotta remember that. Like there's so many things going on. They all have multiple effects. Every single technique has a constant effect, a special, and a boost effect. Like it's too much, dude. And it surges. Like I make a lot of mistakes with her. I played clean games. I don't think they're like this level, but I think she's pretty up. I think she's gonna be above Mysterio here. She's pretty difficult to upkeep. Okay, I think we're done with Galaxy's Most Wanted. Okay, let's do the next box here. Mantan Shao we did. We got Sinister Motives. I think we did that one first. And we got Mutant. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We did Sabertooth. We got Project Wake. Project Wake was not bad. I love this scenario. It's pretty easy to remember. He doesn't really do anything, right? It's just effect, which is easy. And then you gotta remember that if a minion is or if an ally is defeated by non-consequential damage, you tuck them underneath the side scheme, right? And then that's your loss condition. Yeah, I feel like I always remember that. So I feel like it's not. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. This is a pretty easy one for new players to play. I would say. I mean, it's a difficult scenario. It's a difficult scenario, but I think it's. I don't think I make mistakes. I think I make more mistakes with Goblin. So I think that this is actually easy to play, but a difficult scenario. Like easy to upkeep, but difficult to actually like win because you can't really jump block. Ritsui says Project Wide Awake. I prefer Project Narrow Sleep. Thank you, Tip Waiter. Yeah. I feel like it's not that bad. Yeah. Okay, and then we got let me see. We got okay. I'm gonna put this one. What is your take on Mansion Attack, guys? I don't hear this talked about for Mansion Attack like ever. I don't like the scenario also because of the upkeep. So you got 4 villains. You got Toad, Pyro, Avalanche, and Blob. They all have different abilities and they change on you throughout the game. So you gotta remember the ability. The worst thing I forget is whenever you defeat one, you get an encounter card. Where does it say that on the environment? Force response after their X villains victorious players win the game. Otherwise, do each player an encounter card and review the next villain. I always forget to do the encounter. In a minute, like this is so long. For essentially, all it does is say you get an encounter card, you defeat a villain. Like it's stupid. And then all the 4 main schemes all have a different constant effect, and you probably get 2 of them in one game. So like you may start the game off with this one. Each character gets +1 attack. I gotta remember that the villain has +1 attack. All minions have +1 attack. All my allies got +1 attack, and I have +1 attack. That's hard to remember. Then throughout in the middle of the game, it switches now to where each ally minion gains toughness. So they're all coming with toughs. Like this one, each character has retire 1, or this one, each character gains steady. Nah, dude, this is terrible. This is horrible. This is top 5. It's number 2 after Stryfe for me. Maybe that's a hot take. I hate that. I think Mansion Attack is very difficult to upkeep. What are you guys talking about here in chat? I played a 2-player game with Ice and Nightcrawler versus Mansion Attack and super thematic. Oh yeah, sounds fun. Just imagine him lounging around and all of a sudden things exploding. Yeah, and fight the Brotherhood. Yeah. But did you make a mistake though? Because I probably made a mistake, especially 2-handed. Ritsui says, I do love the mix and match effects of the Mansion, and I think it leads to some great games, but I agree there's a lot of floating buffs. Yeah, I like the concept and idea. I just wish it was more intuitive. Like, I think that if there was only one main and you only had to remember one of this effect like per game, I think it's a lot easier. And I think this one's annoying. I think that each ally minion having toughness, that's the most difficult one to remember. So I think that would make it easier. And I think we don't need a face on encounter card when we defeat a villain. I think that's too much. Like, just get rid of this environment. Like, this environment is too much. Yeah. Because they already have these 4 responses for, like, each character. The only thing to deal with, I think it would be a pretty fun and not that bad. Ritzy says, I don't think it's top 5, though. I feel like it's a bit much. It feels far more familiar. Okay, let's do a poll here. Let's do a poll then. I think it's top 5. It's tough for me, but if you guys disagree, I'm willing to drop it down. Mansion Attack Upkeep, and then we'll do never, because I don't think I ever played a clean game, to be honest. I haven't played clean game or too much upkeep. I'm going to do 2 options, guys, because I think it goes no lower than too much upkeep. It has too much going on for sure. Richard says definitely high though, upper half of the list for sure. Yeah. Again, Pepperjack says, but the game was fun. We didn't get the every character gets retired one because that's miserable. Yeah, that one's rough. Okay, so I'm gonna let the poll run there, and then we finished off New Genesis basically, right? Yeah. So, all right, let's show you guys as we have the poll running. Okay, next, did we do Mojo? Oh, yeah, guys. So we did Mojo. We're doing Magog next. Okay. This is intuitive. Is intuitive. I think Magog's not bad. I think it's pretty intuitive. Yeah, like he's a lot, but it's all intuitive to how a scenario works. So I feel like it's not bad. Yeah. So Magog, I'm gonna put in average. I think he's solid. Okay, I'm gonna put him down first. I think we'll put him here. I'm gonna move Captain Marvel. I make more mistakes with her than I do with Sinister Six and even Master Mode and even I'm gonna move up a little bit, guys. I think she goes like around here. Yeah. What's the poll? Man, get your votes in, guys. It's split 50-50 right now. I don't know where. If you guys don't vote anymore and it stays tied up, I'm gonna be a tiebreaker. I'm gonna leave him never play a clean game. Okay, let's do another one. Spiral. Receivers says occasionally Magog can trip you up. Keeping track of those counters can make you forget a minute's overkill. Yeah. Oh man, you talking about me? Yeah. Yeah, that's happened. Yeah. To be fair, that's not the scenario. That's like the monsters, you know. Bulldozer, right? That was a terrible. That's so sad there. Narayan says, I don't know if Mansion Attack should be ranked worse than Ultron. Should we bump Ultron up then? Mansion Attack's worse for me than Ultron, but it could also be because I played so much Ultron because he's from the core set. So like, let's do a poll here if you guys think we should bump Ultron up. I've been playing Super the Mad Custom X-Men campaign with my friend. He was on Gambit, I was on Rogue. Oh, that's fun. He builds his defense up to 6. Nice. Can Rogues do that? Can Rogues do that and get a lot of defense as well? Or is it only for Gambit? I don't know. He proceeds to play 3, stop hitting yourself for 20 damage apiece. Nice. Oh, that's crazy. 60 damage. That's insane. Oh, yeah. Gambit can get his defense so high with that. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, you guys voted for too much upkeep. Okay, so we're going to put in too much upkeep. We're going to drop down. I'm so sad, guys. I'm keeping it at the top here, though, because I feel like it's pretty bad. But let's do a poll here for Ultron. Should we bump up Ultron? And I have bias for Ultron because, like, I played him a lot, so I feel like I don't have as much problem upkeeping him. Ultron upkeep. Bump up to too much upkeep. Bump up to never played clean game. Or keep as is. So you guys do. And I'm going to let that poll run for a minute. Risky agrees. Second Nara on that. I think Mansion and Ultron representing similar constant upkeep, but in opposite ways. Feels weird for them to be 2 tiers separated. Okay. Yeah, they're we dropped them down Mansion Attack. So but if I bump Ultron up, can I bump up Mansion Attack? Okay, Ritzy. If we bump up Ultron to too much upkeep, would you change your vote to put Mansion Attack back to the highest tier? Yeah, let me know down in chat if you could do that. And then we can see. Because if you change your vote, I think that would sway the vote a little bit. Okay. What we got? We got Spiral. I mess up. Spiral goes here. Spiral goes here for me. So the thing with Spiral is that I keep forgetting that she can't take damage and that we can't remove threat when she's escaped. And that. So yeah, I think that's tough. When she would attack, she schemes. I think that's easy because she doesn't have an attack stat. Yeah, she's tough. Like just this by itself, that constant effect throws off the game so much that I feel like I make a lot of mistakes. Risiri says I will keep them both in too much upkeep, but on opposite sides. Mansion definitely on the left though. Okay, let's see what the vote here. Okay, you guys are going to bump up. Okay, yeah, let's bump it up then. Bump it to too much upkeep. Okay, yeah, you guys vote for that, so I'll go with what the chat says. So we'll keep him here on this side. Yeah. I mean, Ultron does. Yeah, he's got the 3 different villain stages, 3 different main scheme stages. That is a lot. Yeah, I definitely am not mad at that. Let's end that poll. Pepper Jack says, I think Ultron deserves to be moved up. Okay, especially since his second stage is like different. Yeah, for sure. So you're used to getting when you're used to like one of the stages, he changes. You know. Yeah. So for sure. Okay. Yeah, so we have Ultron up here. I think that makes sense. It's kind of weird he's in the core set, and like these guys are so easy to keep track of. Ultron's like difficult, you know. Okay. Risiri says Spiral definitely made my group's brain do a pop shove it when we first tried to comprehend her. Yeah. Her upkeep feels intuitive once you understand her. Yeah, it might just be a me thing because maybe I haven't played her. She's definitely a scenario that I play like not a lot, but yeah, I still have trouble with her to this day. Herky, welcome to chat. I just bought Marvel Champions and have been playing a lot and watching a ton of your videos. Awesome, dude. You have helped me a lot with tutorials, videos, and playthroughs. Keep up the great work. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate your Thank you for joining the live stream here to leave the kind words. I'm glad that you're enjoying Marvel Champions, like most of all. Like Marvel Champions is awesome, dude, and I hope you're able to get all the old content too. Ritsu says Mojo pack, one of the best packs. Yeah, one of the first things I bought and played. Yeah, is it? I don't know. It was my first scenario. It's not my first scenario pack, but I think I got Mojo before like Kang and the Hood. I think, yeah. Ritsu says above comment not sponsored by Mojo by Mojo products. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember you love Mojo. Yeah, Mojo is a really great, probably still the best scenario pack to this day. I think close though. I think Trickster Table was close. All right, let's do the Hood. Where are we putting the Hood? Where are we putting the Hood, guys? Did I skip him? I skipped him. Whoops. Special, but it doesn't trigger unless it says it triggered, so it's easy to remember when it triggers. One reviewed is not too bad, I guess. He's got a lot of things going on. I think he's like a king. He's got a lot of things, but they're easy to remember to do. The main scheme, I think, is where it's the roughest. So this main scheme has no effect. This one has no effect after one reviewed. This the one. Sorry, guys. Sesame food is coming out. I hope you can't hear that. Sesame eating now. Force response after resolving someone in the villain phase. Each player must resolve the Hood's foul play. This one's tough to remember. This one makes the upkeep worse. But if you don't get the main scene stage 3, it's not too bad. Ritsu says, I think the Hood is disqualified from this tier list. He's entirely dependent on the upkeep of the modules you give him. That's true. Okay, I don't think that's entirely true. I think that, no, I don't think he's average because I think that he's harder than average because this is on his scheme. And you get to the main scheme stage 3, remember to do this every single turn. It's tough because it's a whole foul play thing that mess up your entire like flow of like you add a threat, villain activates, you get an encounter card, right? That whole flow is messed up with this because foul play can be so toxic and foul play can be up to 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Sorry, it can't be up to 5 minutes, but like you gotta do this. You know, I just feel like, and if we're getting to do that, I think okay, fine. Okay, I think that in the way that we talked about how like Kang has a lot of moving parts and it's like easy to upkeep. Okay, fine. Yeah, you know, okay, average. I'm putting him at top average though. I put him at top average because like I feel like more than not with the modulars, you're not really playing bland modulars with the Hood. I don't think anyone's ever done that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's yeah. Ritsu says you got a point. I can't pretend I haven't had to remind group members to resolve his abilities. Yeah. Top of average or bottom of mistakes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's put him at. I make mistakes often. No, okay, I don't really make. Okay, let's put him at top average. I don't think I make mistakes often when I'm playing the Hood. I think I am fine with it. It's just a lot. It's just overwhelming. Yeah. Okay. Herky says, I hope I can find the old products too. Right now, it's hard to find anything prior to the next evolution. Yeah. Next evolution, I saw on Reddit that it just got reprinted, I think, or something. I don't know. I might make a video on that. If anyone bought next evolution recently, let me know. Is it what type of wrapping it's in? Has it just gotten reprinted? Because that's pretty crazy if it did. Because it's on Amazon right now, which is like really nice. But yeah. I mean, so many new players have commented recently how they were able to get all the products for pretty cheap. I think you just have to like really scour and put a lot of work into it, which is like unfortunate. But I think it's still possible, like right now, to do that. It's just gonna take like a long time to have patience. I would say patience is the number one thing. Even when I was getting into the game, like things was still accessible whenever I got into the game, but I needed a lot of patience to like buy things at a good price. And some things, if I had no patience for, I had to like, pay not a good price for it, Wikipedia, welcome to chat. My fiance and I are going through the mad time. Shout out and just got done beating Hella. And we realized that the last side scheme we were supposed to get encounter cards from. Yeah. So like I talked about a little bit earlier. I think that Hella is easier to upkeep though, because I feel like it's easier to remember as you're venturing down hell to trigger the one defeat effects. But I can see that side. Like one defeat effects are the most difficult things to remember for upkeep though, So yeah, that's definitely a fair point. Mercedes says it's a game, but sometimes it works. I don't know which part you're referring to. with patience, maybe. Okay, all right. So we got this here. Let's do the next thing. I think we did all scenario packs now. So we're on. Speaking of next evolution, we're on next evolution now. Okay. Oh, we said Trickster take over. Okay, let's do next evolution. Okay. So my thing with this is one of the most upkeep boxes. Morlock Siege. All villains have a force interrupt. They switch villains on you and switch different effects, but it's not too bad. Get the knock counters here. Force interrupt. Okay, this is tough for me. This is rough for me, guys. This is not rough for you. Oops, I clicked on it. Force interrupt. So you have to trigger it. When any enemy attacks you, it attacks a Morlock you control instead. I forget this, dude. I forget this all the time. I hate effects like this. Like Sabertooth had this as well. And if Sabertooth is hard, this is hard too, guys. This is hard. I don't like that. That like ruins. I make a mistake at least once again with this, you know? So I feel like that alone. Average or I make mistakes often. Like it's the easiest scenario, but I feel like I make mistakes. We're gonna put it here. We're gonna put it there. Toad says hi. Hi, dude. Welcome to the chat. Richard says checking out certain stores for outprint products was referring to my previous Gotcha. Burley says, is $100 worth it for villains only? No hero decks from Sinister Motives. Nah, dude. Nah. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. Let me check here. Let me see if I can find this for you. Have you checked like Crazy Jackalope Games or like Kingdom Come Cards? They have like the let me check here. I'm checking it right now for you guys. They don't have it anymore. Dang it. Yeah, they don't have Sinister Motives. Let me check the other one. Let me see. Hero packs. Encounter sets. Do they not have it anymore? That would make sense if they don't have it anymore. Are all the villains sold out? Yeah, both of the websites have villains, but they don't have. I don't think they have Sinister Motive villains anymore. Yeah, okay, no, they don't have any more. Dang, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know. That's a really hard call. I would say no. I would say no because like the aspect cards in the Web-Warrior package is so nice, and you got the Global Logistics like shoe package too. I feel like, and you got Miles and Gwen. You know. Yeah, I would say. I mean, how much do you want to play? How much do you want to play like the villains? You know what I mean? Like, I love Venom Goblin. You know, he's my favorite scenario in the game. The other ones are like the upkeep is like kind of high. You know, I like Sinister Six too. It just depends how much you want to play. You know, like if you have enough content, you're like fine getting your content elsewhere. Like you could definitely make up Venom Goblin with like Manu and Ronan. You know what I mean? Like Ronan's more difficult, Manu is easier. So like they like make up the fair share of it. You know what I mean? Like if you have Ronan, you have the most difficult villain in the game. If you want that challenge, you know what I mean? Like Venom Goblin's really like for the challenge. I feel like. So I would say no, but if you really want the challenge of Venom Goblin, then like maybe. Rissy says for some reason my play group kept constantly being confused during this scenario. I can't explain why. Morlock Siege has double checking things. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I felt confused by it too. So yeah, I think I make mistakes often. It's a good spot for it. Toad says, do you have any guides on how to play Mars Champion since even for how to play Mars Champion since even for the core set? It's kind of hard to understand the concepts. Do you just mean like how to play Mars Champions? Because I have a how to play video. I will put I'll link to that right now in the description. Look it up here. See. So yeah, I have a how to play guide for Marvel Champions that I just put let me put in the chat here. How to play Marvel Champions. So that video, I'm like really proud. Well, No, that's a Spotify. No, sorry, guys. Don't click on that. That's a Spotify link to the what's that called? To the what's that called? To the podcast I posted this morning because I had to paste that in chat. So don't click on that one. That's not the right link. But this is my how to play guide. So basically, yeah, I'm like really proud of that video. It's actually the best video on my channel, like the most viewed video. So when I got into Marvel Champions, the hardest thing for me and my friends, we were like spent hours like talking about this, like because in rulebook it tell you like, okay, this is like this, like the resource icon, and it shows you at the end. But I keep on forgetting like what a thing is, what a card effect is referring to, right? So like some card effects like Musion Forma would be like the villain stage number. Well, I kept getting confused with that with like the main scheme stage number or something else. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where it is. So like in my video, each time a card refers something like the cost, I will like put a circle on the card. Like I'll edit that in so you can see like the resource icon when it says you need a mental resource icon. That's like that circle right there on the card. Or whenever you need like the cost of a card, that's what that is, right? Because like I can see in the rule book what the cost of the card, like where that is. But then after like 10 minutes and it refers to it again, I might forget. You know what I mean? I forget like where the resource icon card is. You know what I mean? Like or like where like the hit points are, like the attack, you know what I mean? Like or console damage. You know. So like yeah, that's one thing that I really made an emphasis on my how to play because that was a huge issue that me and my friends had trouble with. Wikipedia says, question with Hella, I noticed the elite minions you have to defeat have victory with a number. I know it means to go to victory play, why they have different victory values. So for the campaign, I believe like the different victory values add up. So you can say like you have like 10, like a number 10 in the victory play, you know what I mean? But it doesn't really mean anything. Like basically you don't have to worry about it unless something says to count for that. Naran says, please don't pay scalper price. It only encourages that this is supposed to be LCG. Yeah, like I am big on that as well, but it just feels so bad because it's like if you really want to play that hero or that scenario, like what are you gonna do? You know, like it's tough. It's super duper tough. Naruto says con more like confusing. Can you or an ally block for Morlocks? Yes, you can. Yeah, you definitely can. Wicked says I play Sabertooth and got a Mystique card in my deck first turn and discard Senator Kelly like the next turn. What? It discarded. What do you mean? Because I don't think you can discard Senator Kelly, right? Like it's yeah, right. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like he can die, but I don't think you can discard him because you just like lose the game. Lauren says FG should include a link to your how to play in the course. I actually had like someone comment that too. Richard Reed says the video was a major way I learned how to play a game. I vouch for highly. Thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate that you guys enjoyed that video and thank you for the kind words. Yeah, that was like yeah, I like yeah, because like I watched obviously when I started playing, I also watched a bunch of how to plays as well. But I just didn't get the what their cards are referring to. You know what I mean? When a card says like, refer to like, the main scheme or like the initial threat in the main scheme, like what does that mean? Like, and like, yeah, just pointing that out was like huge for me. So I'm very glad to hear that that was helpful for you guys too. I didn't know that for both Nara and Ritzy that both you guys use that how to play video. Pepper Jack Cheese says, welcome to the game. My number one advice is to buy Ant-Man if you like him because he's available. That is good advice. He has some really good cards and he's a fun hero. Yeah, that is a good rec. Actually, just follow the rules and play with cards you acquire. Yeah, that's a good recommendation there. Okay, next scenario here is on the run. On the run's easier to upkeep than Morlock Siege. The steady here, it can be a little bit annoying, but it's okay. We'll attack you if Mars engage you. It's schemed instead. This one's tough. This one's tough. Hope's captor. When a villain would attack permanent attachment. When a villain would attack you, if you have a Marauder minion engaged with you, scheme. I feel I forget this a lot. Yeah, this is a little bit. This is like I put it here. I think that's tough too. Like that's why I don't really like the scenarios that much. Because like the villains, I don't really care about the Marauders. I don't really know them. Like they're not like Juggernaut or Sinister. And then like the upkeeps, like just like for these type of villains, why there's so much upkeep? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. And Juggernauts, I play him a lot. So maybe the upkeep for me is easier because I play him so much. Let me change a little bit how I'm sitting here to get more comfy. Yeah, I feel like Juggernaut's not bad. He has the helmet here. It's pretty intuitive. Like, I think he's a great. So, yeah, I think Juggernaut's pretty easy. I think Juggernaut's easy. We're gonna. I think it's often clean. I feel like Juggernaut. Let's put him like. Put him like. Yeah. Let's put him here. I think Juggernaut's pretty easy to upkeep. Okay, next we got Mr. Sinister. I love the scenario, but I think it's pretty daunting. After a stats card is placed on Sinister, place 2 on the main. That's tough. And this one, after a stats card is placed, you place 3 on the main. And then other than that, he has a lot of ongoing parts. He's always going to have a constant effect with those attachments, right? With the superpower, like the super attachments, or those immune genes. So he might have overkill, depending on which one you get. He might have steady, or he might have retire 1. So since it's like always different. Yeah, I think he's a difficult one though. He's not crazy. He's super intuitive. So I'm putting him average, but he definitely has a fair share. I don't really make that many mistakes with him because he's so intuitive, but I think that you can make mistakes. So I'll put him right there. Let's see. Nar Antler says, I use it to help others I've introduced to the game. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thank you for sharing the video. I learned to play before it came out. Oh, okay. But I wish I had it when I first started. Yeah. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Richard says, I agree with often clean. Okay, cool. Pepper Jack says, I gotta say, I really love this concept for a live stream. Awesome. Glad to hear that. I love thinking about these kinds of things. Yeah, I feel like I really don't. I'm shocked that a lot of you guys are interested in this topic because I don't really feel like the community really cares about upkeep. You know what I mean? I don't like. I mention this all the time because like it's a huge thing for me. It's my most upset thing about Marvel Champions. Like my biggest critique is the amount of upkeep, and I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's because a lot of Arkham players play Marvel Champions, but like, yeah, I feel like it's not that big of a deal for a lot of people. But yeah, upkeep is huge for me. Coming from games like Splendor and like Catan, like Marvel James is crazy complex, you know. Wikipedia says Senator Kelly can be discarded. He just can't have cards attached to him. If he's discarded, don't you lose the game? Isn't it if he leaves play? Am I tripping? Am I forgetting something with him? The Treasure Infiltration has a force response after card display. This card out of break control. Oh, okay. I got you. He gets this card like from play, and then you lose the game. Got it. Yeah. Oh, that's rough if you have no other allies or supports. That's rough. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I understand now. That's crazy that that's a recommended mod in that scenario too. It's terrible. Yeah. Richard Reed says, having played through all of Arkham on hard, Marvel Champions varies greatly on upkeep. Okay. I'm really interested to see what you have to say here compared to Arkham. Sometimes it's way more upkeep than Marvel. Sometimes it's less. Interesting. All depends on the scenario for both Arkham Horror and Marvel Champs. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, at least okay, so I guess here's my take on that, I guess. I think if you played Arkham, Marvel Champs upkeep is not new for you, you know? So I think for all the people that have played Arkham, they're like used to it, you know? But yeah, but it's interesting to hear that, dang, because I heard that Arkham was way more complex, but it sucks that despite being so much more complex, Marvel Champions still has more upkeep for some scenarios. That's crazy, you know? Um, yeah, Wiki says House turn 2. Yeah, it's tough. Ritsu says Arkham Horror is mostly trying to understand what in the hell the rulebook means by elevation level, and cards in the board being. I don't even know what you're saying. Okay, see that sounds like okay. So it sounds like maybe it's more complex, not as much upkeep. Gotcha. Yeah, upkeep is such an annoying because I feel like complexity. If you get used to it, it's not bad anymore. But upkeep's like one of those just super annoying things that I feel like is not intended. Because like complexity can be intentional, but upkeep is just like a really bad thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Arkham Horror will make you very confused in certain scenarios. The same with Mario Champions will have Stryfe. Yeah, Stryfe is terrible. All right, let's go on the next one here. Where are we at? Okay, we finished next evolution because we already talked about Stryfe. So let's go over here. Apocalypse. Have we done scenarios? We did it in Sabanur. Let's see. Okay, Eunice. Gene pool is always upkeep no matter what, and it's required Mojo here. Remembering that each time an ally dies, you gotta put threat on gene pool. The effects here aren't too bad because I feel like I'm always looking at gene pool, but you do have to constantly like keep track of that. So that is a little bit of upkeep there. Resolving someone with village, place threat on gene pool. That's a little bit more upkeep as well. I feel like he's a fair share. I put him in average. I feel like it's not the worst. Here, guys? Or do I put him, I make mistakes often? I feel like it's not too bad. I feel it's not too bad. Gene pool. I put him there. I'll put him there. All right. I might bump him up. I might bump him up though. I seriously think I've only played Stryfe in 2-player twice. That's practically the least I played any scenario in the game. Yeah, I don't think I play Stryfe a lot either. I don't like him. He's not fun. Wikipedia says March Shamus was the first of LCGs that I actually can win in the first game I ever played solo. Yeah, I've heard that the other ones are harder too, which is crazy. Pepper Jack Cheese forever. Hey, to Wikipedia and Intuitive Reviews who like plays like other LCGs. Does Arkham have harder scenarios than like Ronan on Expert 1 on like True Solo? Like, how would you compare like the difficulty of this? Because that's something I'm always curious about. Like Venom, Goblin, and Ronan in like let's say Ronan True Solo Expert 1. How many Arkham scenarios are that difficult? If there are scenarios like that are that hard, you know? Because like I know on average Arkham has harder scenarios, but I feel like Ronan's so hard. Like I don't know. Let's see. Wicked says, I'm hoping to find players when I move in a few months. I need more experience playing and building decks for 3 players. I mostly play solo and 2-player. Yeah, it really depends on the area you live in because like my area is so dead with like Mario Champions players. Like there's not a lot. I mean, you know. Toad says, by the way, are you excited for Bench Doomsday? I'm very excited. I'm more excited for Brand New Day because I'm worried that Doomsday is not going to be good. I'm hopeful though. Like where I'm at, I'm a coper. So I still believe the MCU is producing great movies. I think like you talk about like the last 3 years, Deadpool, Wolverine, uh, what else? Like, you know, I can't even think of anything else. I just feel like there's a lot of like Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. I feel that there are so many great Marvel movies in the last 3 years after Endgame. Like this is a movie that I think is so underrated. This is crazy. Okay, it's crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm like going on a huge side tangent here, but I think that Spider-Man No Way Home is so underrated. When it came out, I remember it broke like all the box office like records, right? And everyone was saying it was so good. But now everyone says that on rewatch it's bad because like you know what's gonna happen and that they like have breaks for like the audience to like gasp. Me and my wife have rewatched it several times, and it's amazing every time. I don't understand. It's a classic movie. Like people say that it's a bad movie on rewatch and that it's like not good anymore. I don't know what that's on, but like I think it's a great. I I thought it was amazing. Obviously, I'm biased, but like I think it's like a really really good movie. So, but I'm worried about Doomsday. I'm worried about it. There's gonna be a lot going on, and the characters in Doomsday are definitely less. I have less attachment to than the characters in like in like the old like Infinity War, right? Because like when you're following Captain America, you know, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, these characters like I just felt more for, you know what I mean? And now like I care for Spider-Man, but like I care a lot less about like Fantastic. But they have like one movie, you know what I mean? Like they're cool, but like, you know, um who else do I care less for? You know what I mean? Like just like the new cast, I care less for. Like, you know, Shang-Chi, he's had one movie, you know? Who else? Um yeah, I don't know. You know, just these new like the Thunderbolts. Like I love Thunderbolts movie, but like I really just care for Bucky. Like he's the only guy that I really know from there. You know what I mean? Like everyone else is like new to us. You know, I just care less for them. So it's like if I don't have the emotional feeling for those characters, I feel like it's gonna be hard for them to draw off that if something happens to them. You know. Richard says there are two answers to this. Okay. Arkham Horror, sorry for the tangent here, guys. Arkham Horror has certain scenarios called push your luck, where you are not expected to win, just complete as much as you can. Arkham Horror also has certain scenarios that send fear down the spines of players. Okay, that sounds bad. Scenarios where a bad card draw leads to a death spiral. Every other card is that. Dang, it sounds terrible. Okay. Richie says the last scenario of the base game, for example, is considered horrendous and is intentionally designed to be a long shot to win, as the base game is teaching you the rules about the game. Okay, so it sounds more difficult then. Okay, it sounds like on average, it's like, and it sounds like stuff that's more difficult than Ronin, you know? Wicked says, I played Arkham Horror Solo once. Okay, and overall, I only played the base game. Okay, gosh. So you don't really have an opinion on that. Pepper Jack says, standard mode Lord of the Rings actually was a nightmare. Oh, okay. I have no clue about that either. Wicked says, what are your thoughts on if FFG would start selling a box of just heroes instead of always a campaign box? Like, what if they made a Fantastic Four box with all 5 heroes? I would love that. I would love that as long as it does not take away from the scenarios, right? Like, as long as they do another separate scenario box with just villains to make up for that, then I'm fine with that. Like, as long as we're not losing content. I think that grouping heroes together isn't a bad idea. Yeah, I feel it's not a bad idea at all. Yeah, I personally wouldn't really mind it. It's like grouping hero packs, essentially, like at the same thing. You know what I mean? Brian says, "Is Venom not liked as a villain?" No. So okay, so I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Maybe you weren't in here yet. I don't know if other people. Charles didn't really say anything too much about if they liked Venom. Charles agreed with me that he's difficult to upkeep, but I love Venom. And when I first started playing Venom, he was one of my favorite scenarios, like in the game. He was like a top 5 scenario, like maybe even top 3. And then I realized that I played him wrong because I kept forgetting to do his triggers. He has so many triggers. So like this tier list here is for like the amount of upkeep that you gotta remember to do when you're playing a scenario, not how much you like or don't like it. So like we all agree that he's hard to play a clean game of. And I don't think I've ever played a clean game of him. But I like him a lot. I just wish like if I could play Venom and never worry about the upkeep and like someone else does all the upkeep for me, he's still like a top like a scenario for me, you know? It's just that I have to deal with the upkeep and it's like hard. Yeah. So Rosiri says, I fear Ronan more than I fear the average Arkham horror. Oh, scenario though. Okay. Ronan's like the finale in Scarlet Keys, a horrendous powerful entity. You must have a strong deck to win. Are there Arkham horror scenarios that you fear more in Ronin? And I'll say this, like obviously, like the way that Arkham sounds, you can scale it up, right? It sounds like there's like these like crazy modes. You could do like Ronin experts or expert 2 standard 2 with like heroic 5, obviously. So like I feel like maybe that's not a fair balance if you were to like balance like a scaled up Ronin to like a scaled up like Arkham horror scenario. So I don't know. I feel like if you do like base Ronin, like base expert Ronin versus like base expert, whatever Arkham horror scenario, like for a difficult one, the most difficult one, is the Arkham horror one like worse? Pepper says, yeah, after I played March Games a long time, I went back to Lord of the Rings. Star decks are fantastic. Okay, I think Venom is a really good scenario. I would say in my mind, I feel he's in the same conversation as Magneto. And things just feel right and fun. Really, yeah. I mean, I can see that for sure. He is super fun. I just can't deal with the the upkeep for him. Kevin Carter, welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too, dude. Wikipedia says, I really hope they start putting together some hero box sets. That would be great. Yeah, these are so many heroes I want to play in the game. It's weird thing how they'll be, how old I'll be before certain teams show up. Like, it's crazy because like if they do a hero box set with like new heroes, right? So like, let's say for example, if they release Wonderman Hercules with Cap, people would for sure buy it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would have people buying it just for Cap and people buying it just for Hercules and Wonder. Like, I would buy for Hercules and Wonder Man, but then you have like new players that don't want to buy. Sorry, players that. Oh yeah, no, I will buy it as an old player and I will get Cap even though I don't want him because I already have him, just for Wonder Man and Herc. And you have new players buy it because they want Cap. Yeah, so I feel like that might be a good way for FFG to like. But I doubt they do. I mean, I hope they do it, but I just don't feel it's gonna happen. All right, guys, we are sidetracked here. Let's okay, one more comment here from Risty Rios because I want to see this like where Arkham lines up. Risty Rios says Arkham Horror definitely is more like playing Collector 2. So it's easy then. As your goal is completing a major objective. Okay, so just the objective part. Um, with sometimes that objective being crush the monster. Okay, gotcha. So it's more of like doing a thing versus like just like being like the big bad villain. All right, next scenario here, four horsemen. This is rough because each one has a force response, only when they attack, but they all have different ones. The counter keeps moving each time they activate to a different one because the main skin effect here, right? After villain activates, you move the counter to the next one. It's rough. Yeah, that in itself is rough. These things here, considered to have at least one hit point. That's rough. um, yeah, they activate against you. Boost effects they activate after it. Don't get a boost for that. Yeah, this is rough. This is a rough one. This is a rough one for sure. This is not one for new players, not just because of difficulty, but the upkeep. So I'm putting in. Is it too much? I'm gonna put in too much, guys. Do you guys agree with that? I think it's too much upkeep. I think it's too much. Ritsuya says no collector two, and sometimes Ronan kicks in a door to say hi. That sounds bad. It just doesn't sound. I just don't feel like Arkham's gonna be a game that I would enjoy or that my wife would like either. You know. Wicked says, "Do you have a hero you hope ends up playing with a game?" Mine is Squirrel Girl. Yeah, I know a lot of people love Squirrel Girl. Mine is Venom. I really want to play Venom, like Eddie Brock Venom. To be clear, not Flash Thompson. I don't care for Flash Thompson Venom. Yeah, Eddie Brock Venom. Black Cat would be cool. Superior Spider-Man. I'm a huge fan of Otto. So if we can get Otto as a playable hero, that would be hella hype. Yeah, probably Venom the most. I would say. I'm just so interested to see what his mechanic. I feel like he would be so fun to play. Like his mechanic in Marvel Champs would be like so fun. Superior Spider-Man 2 with his mechanic of like the like spider bots. That would be so fun. And then Black Cat with like her thieving mechanic would be fun as well. So says, I'd be happy to teach you sometime back to your list. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever take you up on an offer to learn how to play Arkham Horror. That does not sound like a good time. Yeah, I am anti Arkham. I'm so jealous of their community because they got so many articles for that like span of time. But now we're back with Mario Sham. So Mario Sham is gonna get all the articles hopefully. But I still have like a jealousy in my heart for the Arkham horror people. Kevin says, I'm still holding out hope for the very unlikely agent anti Venom. Yeah, I mean, wait, agent anti what's agent anti Venom? Because we have Agent Venom, right? Like, is that like another like version of like Agent Venom? Toad says, "Have you heard of Mario versus?" It was a card game early 2000s. Is that the card game that Nora is? Are you in the chat right now? Because is that the card game that you're talking about? Because if it is, then I've heard of it. If it's not, then I have not. But yeah, okay. Let's hop on trailers here. Uh, APOC 1. He's not bad. He's like very Hella-ish, right? Sam is Hella here. Oh, Kevin says it's Flash but with anti Venom. It's a really cool change for him. I see. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be. It's just if they make him like Spider-Man, everyone says he's better than Spider-Man. Then I would not be a big fan of it, because that's kind of my dislike for Venom and Marvel Champions. I feel like everyone's like he's a better version of Peter Parker. Um, by Upper Deck, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have, to be honest. But if Nara Ernst is in chat, he will let me know because we talked about. Actually, let me just Google it real quick. Marvel. Or is this the one that I've seen? So slow. What's going on? I don't think I no. I don't think I've seen this game before. Yeah, I've not seen this game. I think could be. Yeah, I don't think I played this one. Yeah. I think it would be cool to have some of them come out with packs that can modify some hero kits, like Iron Man getting Hulk Bust. Yeah, that would be cool. Um, yeah, like the Captain America shield and title. Yeah, but I was just so restricted. The Captain America shield and title. Iron Spider suit would be cool too. I feel like it aligned him to get along with Peter better and made him less directly comparable. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool to see something. Um, okay. Let's hop back here to Apocalypse. I think it's not bad. I feel like he's a lot going on, right? But pretty good. So we'll put him average. like here. No, no, he has like he's good. He has a lot of stuff going on. He's and Sinister, so we'll put him like right there. Yeah. Oh, Dark Beast. Okay, everyone's hating on Dark Beast in the chat. So okay, he has environments. They might change when he attacks. You gotta remember to trigger the special on the environments. Yeah, it's a lot. At least the main scheme has no effect, but in the environment, he's not the most upkeep, guys. He's not the most. You just gotta remember each time he attacks you to trigger the special. That's it. And then the environment has a special, and a lot of other cards from the set triggers that special, right? So like you trigger the special here. I feel like it's not that bad, guys. I feel like it's not that bad. What are you guys talking about? Okay, I'm gonna rank him, guys, and you guys let me know. I'm gonna put him in average because you guys hated it, but I feel like it's not the most worst thing. Okay, someone chat down if Dark Beast is terrible for you, and then we maybe do a poll or something. But I feel like it's not that bad. Ritsuru says APOC 1 has led to a lot of confusion on his rules for our group initially. Yeah, he's definitely a lot. But the upkeep, you said the upkeep and the things he does turn isn't bad. Yeah. Ritsuru says only mistake my group makes is miscounting celebration tokens. Yeah. Kevin says I didn't think he was so bad. Yeah. Right? Like Dark Beast is not that bad, right? Am I tripping, guys? Yeah, like you guys mentioned that a lot earlier in the chat. So if anyone's still here, I know a lot of people left. They're like, Dark Beast is terrible. But I have to go here. So hopefully you do him justice. But I apologize if I'm missing something. But I feel like he does have a lot of like things going on, but it's really just remembering to trigger the special. But when he triggers it, you know when he triggers because he tells you. You know what I mean? So it's not like something that you gotta remember. Like for example, like sub one of villain phase do this. You know what I mean? Or like every character has retaliate one. It's not like that. You know what I mean? Ritsuru says Dark Beast. I always forget he exists and doesn't look at my collection. Sorry, Dark Beast. Yeah, he could be. He's not. I don't hate the scenario, but he's not the most interesting one. All right, and that's it for Apocalypse. The Age of Apocalypse. We already did in Sabertooth as one of the worst ones. All right, we're almost done here. We just have 4 more for Agent of Shoot and then Trickster Takeover. Okay. Let's hop over here. Let's rapid fire these guys. Let's rapid fire because I think we gotta go soon. Agents of Shield. Okay. So sorry guys, I was like tripping where I was with the tab. Okay, okay. I'm like blanking out right now. Okay, let's rapid fire these real quick. We did Black Widow already. But Troc, oh man, after he attacks, you gotta do this. It's an alert level thing. After a character is defeated by consequential, except by consequential damage, you place a threat. So you gotta remember this every single time. When minions get defeated, whenever allies get defeated, you gotta put a threat on here. Here you gotta remember on this stage, you gotta remember Batroc gets +1 scheme and +1 attack if you let the alert level go to high. So like you have to remember this in addition to consistently remembering this to add a threat. I feel Batroc is average. I feel like he's actually like easy to play clean against, There. Yeah. All right, next we got Modoc. It's easy either, right? The Retaliate 2 is difficult to remember. Retaliate 1 is also hard to remember, like always, so similar to Zola there. But then let me think here. Oh no, nothing else. Actually, it's not that bad. He just has a lot going on. Yeah, with their cell environments. So everything else is like everything else tells you like when it's gonna happen. Oh no, I forgot about this thing. No, this thing is rough. So you have these environments here for the diploid minions, and all have this effect. So they might have Insight 1, +1 scheme, and an aerial, or it might have villainous, or it might have this, or it might have this. So that adds a little bit. And combined with that, I think he goes average too. I think he's easier than Batroc, but not like crazy easy. Let me see. Toad says, who's your favorite Marvel character all the time? Spider-Man, easy. Peter Parker, Spider-Man specifically. But I like Miles a lot too. And Gwen's really cool too. Ritsuru says, I can't believe Batroc kidnapped 4 identical twins who all found fire extinguishers at the same time. Are you talking about his scenario? Yeah, he's... Wait, are you talking about... Let me see. Let's share the tab here. Yeah. I don't get what this is. I don't get... Who is this character supposed to be? Yeah, I'm always like confused by the rescue character here for this scenario. Joshua Cummings says, build a Spider-Man Justice deck you posted. It's been awesome. Nice. Beat a bunch of villains I wasn't able to before. Nice, dude. Glad you're able to enjoy that deck. Yeah, that was like one of my first like decks that I built, and I ton of fun. It's just like your classic like control deck, you know, not really anything like flashy, just like a general deck, you know. Loki was too hard still though. Gotcha. I think I played Loki with that same deck, so I might have a playthrough on my channel. Actually, let me see. Let me see if I have that. I think I played that same deck against Loki. Let me see. Yeah. I have a playthrough here. So I don't know if you're interested in seeing that exact like Justice deck against Loki. I'll post it here. Spider-Man versus Loki. Yeah, so I posted a link there. So if you want to see, yeah, if you're interested in see that deck against Loki, I'll play it there. I think, I mean, it can control Loki. It just takes a little bit of time, you know. Rizzy Reef says, Modok has a lot of floating buffs, but you keep it near your minion spot. Yeah, it usually goes all right. Yeah, just putting it next to it's funny. Yeah, that's like a big thing of our channel. It's like where you place things is so important to like if you miss it or not. Yeah, but like most average characters, you miss it, you stop playing. Yeah. Hope that helps you out, Josh. Yeah, okay. Where are we at here? We're at votes. I know this whole box, like nothing is easy in the box in terms of upkeep. They're all like average or harder. So here, when you activate, you remember to do this. I think that's not bad to remember. The Thunderbolts have different effects. It's a lot, but maybe the upkeep isn't actually that bad. So each Thunderbolt minion gains guard. After player attacks the Thunderbolt minion, the minion engages the player. Yeah, that's not bad. This thing is hard to remember for me though. So at the end, this one. When the round ends, you have to attach the minion with the most damage here, swapping with the minion already here. Heal 1 player damage from the minion, extra mode heal additional 1 per player damage, and give it a tough. So that's the thing I often forget. But like, I feel when you get into a flow, it's not as bad, but like it's not easy. I'll put it. I think I make mistakes often. I'll put it here. I think I make mistakes with this one. Everyone says cable deck is legendary. Oh yeah, I think that's still the best deck I ever made. That deck is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Next here. Oh, did I not share, guys? Sorry. Okay, I put this here. Thunderbolts. I make mistakes often. Baron Zemo. He's got a lot going on, but do I make mistakes with him? Force interrupt. Oh yeah, I always make mistakes. Yeah, because this thing here on this stage, whenever you get him to his unmasked, when he activates, he gets either 2 secret counters or additional boost card. But he didn't have that on this one, so he changes up on you. He like flips it on you. So I always forget this because like he's different now. Yeah, I feel like the rest, like the main schemes don't really have like a constant effect, right? What's main scheme stage 3? Yeah, they have one repeat effects, but not really anything to keep track. So the main thing is just remember that when you flip him here, he's now activating a little bit differently. You gotta remember to do this effect. So it's not the worst. It's not. I put him in average. Let's put him like there. Yeah, I put all shoot like you just here in average. I guess I'm not too difficult. I like all of these though have so many things in the scenario. It's complex, but it's not heavy upkeep. So I think like that's why they go here. Yeah. Risky Reese says Thunderbolts. I screwed up a lot. I agree. Yeah. That's definitely like one of the more ones in that. Toad says, out of curiosity, who's your favorite music band or singer? Oh, I don't know. This is gonna be kind of maybe it's a silly take for you guys. I love Justin Bieber. I think Justin Bieber is really good. All right. Here's a hot take. Man, you guys are people hate on Justin Bieber, so I don't know. I think that the Purpose album, like Justin Bieber's Purpose album in like 2016, 2017, or was it like 2015, 2016? I don't know. Like around 2016, that to me, that's to me is the best album of all time. I thought that's such a good album. Yeah, it was like playing the malls like everywhere. And like I feel like it's just a good, like very few albums to me. I like every song. And that album, I like every single song. So that was when I became a fan of his. And I really like the album. And then since then, I feel like he's had good music too. So maybe weird take. But yeah, you guys are interested to know more about me. Big fan of Justin Bieber songs. Okay. All right, guys. Last 2 scenarios. That's so random. Okay. Enchantress. Okay. The charm counter thing can be a lot because it flips, and then you have the force action, and then whenever it flips, instead of placing charm counters, you place a threat on the main scheme. It's intuitive though. It's intuitive. She's not bad. Not bad. It's intuitive. I think I put her in the like the bottom of average. Like it's not bad. Yeah, I put her here. It's pretty intuitive. Yeah. And we got one more. We got Loki God of Lies. I think he's pretty intuitive as well. So similar to Agent of Shield scenarios, he has a lot going on. He's a lot of things on the table. Okay. He's got like all these like environments. He's got all these fate and famous and all this stuff. He's got like a different version to himself. But I feel like it's very intuitive, and I don't think I think I make no mistakes when I play him. So I feel like he's actually like he's got all these environments here, you know. But like any you always got to refer like this thing too. But I don't make mistakes against him. So despite him having a lot, I think he also just goes in average because he's not hard to upkeep. I think he's more than Enchantress, just the sheer amount of things. I made more mistakes with these guys than I have with Loki God Lies, so I'm gonna put him there. All right, guys, we are done with the list. See what that looks like. Oh, we're not sharing. We're not sharing. Sorry. There we go. Here's the list, guys. We're done with the list. All right, I gotta go. My wife is blowing my phone. Okay, guys. Yeah. That is it here, guys. This is from like left to right, the most difficult villains for me to upkeep. And these are the easiest ones. So like Rhino is the easiest, Claw is also easy, Tower Defense easy, Collector 2 is easy. And then like these are also like going in easy right there. And they get average here. These are scenarios that I make more mistakes on. And I'm surprised here to see like, okay, I would now there's definitely more difficult ones and easy ones because that's like a big thing with Mario Champions. And for the average ones, it just kind of depends on the player. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like Magneto, I often forget to like add magnet counters, but I'm a lot better now with it now that I played them more. So like it's kind of like how that works. Yeah. So yeah, Stryfe, I think you guys agreed with me earlier. He is the worst upkeep scenario because he has the hand size thing, all that stuff. It's just really, really annoying. So yeah, all right, that's our list here. Kevin Carter, thanks for thank you for chatting, and I'm glad you're able to join us here. So yeah, all right, guys, this is our thing here, guys. I gotta bounce. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Thank you. Shouts to everyone who was in the stream and was able to chat and everything. And I appreciate you guys joining here for this Thursday evening. I hope you guys all like this video, guys. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have anything else that I didn't mention here, and I will make sure to reply and check out your comments here. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a good evening and a good rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys all next week for another live stream. And I am pretty positive. I think they mentioned it. I think we're getting Jessica Jones probably Thursday morning next week. So yeah, I'll be live streaming that and we'll be doing the preview for that. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I think we're getting her. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. Ritzy Reeves, thank you so much for catching the stream and yeah, just being here. All right. Yeah, all right. See you guys all later, guys. Bye.